From the unusual studios of Arizona, robbery at UFC 288. Henry Cejudo, should he have won? Let's find out with the MMA-Holes. Come on, baby. How you doing? Welcome to the show. It's Monday night, the Monday after UFC 288. Hopefully everyone is wonderful in the chat. How's everyone doing? We're late because I had to change my keyboard. This was a gift from a beautiful member of the chat, but it died. And I was like, damn! Why is it dead? So we got an Apple keyboard on a Mac computer. I mean, on a Windows computer, excuse me. But it's working. How you doing? Welcome to the stream, friends. Make sure you bash up the like button. I'm your host, Mystic Moss, King of the Dragons, Chris, a.k.a. the Savage One. Look at this beautiful dragon on my shirt. It's gorgeous. We let the Dragons lose 78,000 subscribers on Saturday. So, I mean, hitting the goalie goals. It's good to be wonderful. Let's get into some sponsors over here, and then we're going to open it up. I mean, listen, Henry Cejudo, I had to watch back that fight because, you know, there was a lot of rumbling on the internet, and people were saying robbery, and here we go again. I got to freaking rewatch the damn fights. A lot of times, you know, you watch it and you're all excited and you're all emotional and you're like, okay, it went this way. Okay, I'm happy with the results. Okay, I'm not too happy with the results. And then you watch it back. You're like, wait, hold on a second. So I'm going to let you guys know if I change my mind. During the night, I thought they got it right. I thought Aljamain Sterling won the fight. I thought it was 3-2. I mean, you could even make an argument 4-1 if you'd like to in real time. And Jesse was convinced that Aljo won the fight. So I was like, okay, what's going on? But then when I saw the scorecards, I was like, wait, hold on a second here. Something is not right. I'll show you the scorecards, and I'll show you why I went back to watch the fight. Let me know in the chat if you rewatched the fight, because I would urge you to do so if you are very passionate about how the outcome went down. Before we get into that stuff over here and a recap of the entire card, I want to give a shout out to CBDX.com. The promo code is MMA-Holes for 20% off. CBDX.com is the website if you'd like to get high. Use our promo code MMA-Holes for that 20% off. Get a gift on your first order, and you must be 21 plus or older to purchase. MyBookie.ag. Hey, by the way, did I mention we won again this weekend? What? Wonderful. Mystical in full effect. And shout out to Maddie Frivola, and shout out to Bilal Muhammad. It's gonna be one of those nights. Bilal Muhammad, man. I thought it was the easiest pick of the night. I even upped my bet way more than the other bets because I was just like, wait, hold on, this is a lock, and we'll talk about that. Some people are making excuses, but that's how the MMA community goes. Head Rush, how you doing? 20% off, promo code MMA-Holes for Head Rush. So if you want to get the discount, check out the link in the description. Get the premium clothing, and they are the people that help us put on shows and show fights on our channel. So shout out to Head Rush. Got really cool stuff over there. Link in the description. Use promo code MMA-Holes for 20% off and the most comfortable underwear in the world. I worked out in my sheath today, and I urge you to try it out yourself. You love it. Money back guarantee. Promo code MMA-Holes for 20% off, only for MMA Holes. Check out the link in the description down below. And if you're looking to watch any of the UFC fights, ESPN Plus, use our link and we get a little commission off of that as well. Thank you very much. Thank you, sponsors. Wonderful. Okay, first of all, let me ask the chat this. How many people in our live chat thought Aljamain Sterling won? Just raise your hand or drop a 1 in the chat if you thought Aljamain Sterling won. I don't want anyone else to comment, just the people that thought Aljamain Sterling, the Funk Master, won the fight Saturday night, main event against Henry Cejudo. Let's see. Okay, so Rico, Steve, Dat One Girl, Little Seal, Aloha Gaming, Steve Rivera says it again. Let's see, Alpha Male, Strong Shaft. Shame the Ones, one for Dirty Reg, Lou Dog with the one but just. Cejudo won his Life and Logic. Okay, so a majority of the chat, it does seem like there's, or at least a lot of people do believe that Aljamain Sterling won. Now, I would ask you in the chat, if you thought Henry Cejudo won the fight, I would like you guys to either raise your hand or drop a 2 in the chat. 2 in the chat, or raise your hand if you thought Henry Cejudo won the fight. Let me know in the chat. Let's see those people out there. I'm gonna break it down how I saw it in the replay. Okay, 2 joints. The Kid, Exile, Sonosi, Damn Sausage, Strong Shaft. He didn't vote. Let's see. Life and Logic, Alex, Dante, Undeniable. Let's see, Stone Souring Party, Holy She, Billy Gamble. Okay, so a lot of people there. I'm going to put a poll in the chat now. Actually, it seems like there's more 2s than 1s. So I think the only way to solve this is put a poll in the chat. So that's what I'm going to do. But it does seem like there's more people that thought Cejudo won. That's interesting. All right, so I'm going to put a poll. Who in my different keyboard? Who won? Okay, I'll put, do you think won the main event for UFC 288? Okay, who do you think won the main event for UFC 288? Okay, Aljo, and I'll just put Henry. Okay, we're going to drop this in the chat, and I'm just going to let this poll play out just so I have an idea on where you are. And like I said, in real time, when we watched it live, myself and Jesse thought Aljamain Sterling won. Now, I was going back and forth with the prediction for this one, and majority of the time I was going Aljo, and then I switched to Henry, and then I went to Aljo, and then I went to Henry, final Henry. And then the day of the fight, I wanted to change it. I wanted to change my pick, but Tapology was locked in. Something I don't usually do, but I wanted to change it to Aljamain Sterling because I just had this weird feeling. And the more I thought about it, it just made more sense for Aljo to win this fight. Whether you thought Aljo won or lost, it's kind of irrelevant because everything was pointing to Aljo winning this fight, and I'm kind of kicking myself for even doubting him. This fight was tailor-made for Aljo to win, and if Henry won, it would have been fantastic for the UFC. I think the UFC, they were leaning towards Henry winning this thing. The Jersey crowd was leaning towards Henry winning. It's kind of crazy. They say they're going to give Aljamain Sterling the home field advantage. The closest a Long Island champion defended the belt. They had this whole narrative and this whole storyline. I got to be honest with you. If they really gave a shit about Funkmaster, they would have found a way to have him headline MSG, which, I mean, you still could do. There's an event in November, so maybe you still could do that. But no, they buried him in Jersey in the Prudential Center. Now, if anyone, nothing against Jersey or the Prudential Center, but let's be honest, not the best place in the world. Prudential Center's a small place and not the best of areas. And they just throw Aljo there thinking that that's a home field advantage. It is not. It's not. Now, I understand Aljo can't fight in New York and this and that. I mean, you would find a way to clear that. I don't know what the hell's going on with that situation. But the whole storyline of Aljo fighting in Jersey and being a home field, that's not the case. And a lot of people were saying, well, it's because, he's an East Coast guy and all East Coast people stick together. No, they don't, especially with a guy like Aljamain Sterling, who's been controversial with the fans. Sometimes with the cringe and how he's defended himself on social media, people are like, you know what? I can't root for the actor. And we heard it in Jersey. When I watched the fight back and I was listening to the crowd, in fact, 2 of the rounds that really stood out were one was the first round. The Henry chants were very loud. And I was like, there goes that home field advantage. And let's see, where was the other round that I heard it? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I didn't write the other round, but I did hear it 2 rounds. I know for sure it was the first. Regardless of the fact, you heard the Henry chants. I didn't hear Aljo one time as I was watching the replay. We had the sound up. I listened to the commentators. It seemed like the commentators were pretty convinced that Aljamain Sterling won the fight. Joe Rogan said it was pretty close at the end, so he was kind of staying in the middle, but it seemed like DC was heavy on the Aljo side, and John Anik didn't give his opinion. Smart move by John, because he'll get crucified. So credit to John for that. As for the commentary, it was a weird one listening to the commentary. It just feels, like I said, the 3-piece of John Anik, Rogan, and DC, it just feels fragmented, and it's just a random idea here. It's just no flow to the commentary at all. I still think the UFC should go back to 2 people, a play-by-play guy and a color commentator, call it a day. I don't know why they have 3 guys there. I find it incredibly unlistenable. They're smart human beings. You know, they know what they're talking about, you know. DC, former champion. Joe Rogan's been doing this forever. And John Anik is a decent play-by-play guy. But my goodness, I don't understand why we have to have 3 people there. I just don't. It's messy. It's a messy broadcast. Anyway, let's look at the poll real quick, and I'm going to give you my assessment of the main event. And shout out to Matt Frivola getting a massive finish over Drew Dober. That was pretty wild. But check this out over here. Okay, so far a couple of votes are in. And who do you think won the main event of UFC 288? And 48% saying Aljamain Sterling, 52% saying Henry Cejudo. We're literally, we're pretty much split here. We'll let this thing sit in the chat for the entirety of the night. But I did want to get your opinions before I influenced you with mine. Okay, like I said, I did pick Aljo the night. I picked Henry to win, but I thought Aljo won that fight. I thought that's where the judges were going to go, and that's where they went.
Wonderful.
We got Sanosi coming in, dropping a deuce.
All your problem barring being the first champ to win by DQ is every victory has controversy. Jan arguably won the split decision, and so is Henry. His only convincing win is a one-armed older TJ. That is his issue, truthfully. A guy who not dominant or liked.
Yeah, Aljo he's kind of cursed, man. Because you have a guy like Sterling that goes online and he relishes in the banter back and forth with the fans and the haters and the people calling him an actor and all this stuff, and just shitting on Aljo. He just kind of sits in the pocket and goes at the fans. So he's poking. So if he was going out there and flatlining people, choking people out, he did it with Corey Sandhagen, but after the title Aljamain Sterling run, like Sanosi said, TJ had one arm, and then you have the controversies in the other fights. And I hate the fact that we're talking about this again. I really wanted a clean win for Aljo so we can kind of move past that. I know for a fact Aljo's actually a really cool dude. He's a nice guy. He's been on our show multiple times. I know he doesn't come on our show anymore, but you know what? Fighters get big time. They got big things to do, right? But regardless, though, he is a nice guy from the times I have met him. But the persona that he puts out there, and to people that don't really know who Aljo is, I totally understand why you don't like him. I get it, because even in our encounters with him and him being incredibly nice to us, it even pushes me back a little bit. I'm like, damn, dude, why'd you say that? Why'd you say this? And I'm very curious of hearing Aljo's breakdown of this fight, because it is very close in a rewatch. Like really, really close in a rewatch. When I watched it live, I thought it was kind of close, but I thought it was pretty obvious that Aljo got the win. And a lot of times when a championship is in a close fight, the tie goes to the champ. We've spoken about this a gazillion times, but I think it's a real thing. And I think it's fair, to be honest. If you have a toss-up, right, in a fight, and you got judges like, I don't fucking know who that won that round. There are a lot of times you watch a round, you're like, I don't know. I just don't fucking know who won this round. This person did this well, that person did that well. I don't have enough information to even spit out a score, that happens. So sometimes, all right, we'll just go with the champ on that one. I have a feeling that's what judges do it. In this fight over here, let me show you the scorecards. I put it up on the MMA-Holes Twitter, and I thought something was fascinating, and it definitely required another watch because I was trying to figure out what's happening here. Okay, so the round that sticks out after a rewatch, a very important round that sticks out, and let me just make this as big as possible over here. Okay, put it on our 4K widescreen for you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
See, Dante in the chat says he got. I guess you're coming in a little late. I'll address.
Wonderful.
I'll address what you said.
Aljo can't sell MSG. Saturday was his first main event. Let that sink in. Champ who doesn't main event. That's Aljo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ninja Choke. Appreciate that $2 donation. Thank you for the support. Let's see, something, someone said something about he couldn't, where was the comment? Basically, home field advantage. He couldn't get the win. Anyway, I said in the beginning of the stream, I'll say it briefly now, it wasn't a home field advantage for Aljamain Sterling. He's in Jersey. Jersey and New York are way different. I know it's a bridge. It's over a bridge away, but it's definitely different. And if you have a guy that's like on the fence with the fans and you take him out of his state and you're at a neighboring state and say, well, everyone's going to root for him. No, it's not going to happen. I got to be honest with you. Like in MSG, it'll be a different story. I think a lot more people will be Team Aljo. But if you put him on Long Island at a venue there, maybe where the Islanders play, the place will be electric for Aljo. But in Jersey, no. No, I knew very well that Henry was going to get the cheers. I was not surprised to hear people going, Henry, Henry. I've been to Jersey. I'm from New York. It's different. It's not the same. Nothing against Jersey. Not saying it's a bad place or anything like that, but it's not the same. It's not. People get confused. They think New Jersey and New York are the same fucking state with the same fans. Way different. It's way different. It's not. That's not the case. So no. The whole narrative of Aljamain Sterling having a home fight, home field advantage is just nonsense. And honestly, I don't think the crowd really made a difference in this fight anyway. I don't think it really Aljo, he's been booed so many times. I don't think he's like, oh my God, my home. If he was on Long Island and getting booed, I think Aljo probably would have had a mental breakdown. You might have seen him hanging off a bridge or something if it was on Long Island and he's getting booed. But listen, he was in Jersey. So the second round. Okay, the second round that happened, there was one judge that picked Aljamain Sterling for the win, and the other two picked Henry Cejudo. Okay, and I got to be honest with you, this was the most important round of the fight, and in the most important round, two judges picked Henry Cejudo for the win. Okay, keep that in mind. Two judges picked the second round. Now, the reason, and I didn't even think about that. The thing that made me scratch my head was the one judge that picked Aljamain Sterling in the fifth round, because I did feel the fifth round was pretty clear. Henry Cejudo, I was like, he did pretty good in that round. I could say he got that one, and going back and looking at the judges, like, wow, this is really weird. One judge said Aljo got that one, and he picked the second round for Cejudo. I got to go run this thing back. If that judge, Derek Cleary, the middle judge on the card here, if that judge put Henry Cejudo as the 10 and Aljamain Sterling as the 9, Aljamain Sterling would have lost the fight and Henry Cejudo would have won. A round that pretty much everyone and their mother thinks Henry Cejudo won. Everyone. I mean, I don't know anyone. Even the people supporting Aljo and thinking Aljo won the fight. I mean, no, Aljo lost round 5. It's so I'm like, okay, let's watch this thing back. Let's take a peek and watch this thing back. I'm gonna get to that in a second. We got an alert over here. Let's play it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sanosi. Forgot to add, even if he destroys Omalley, people will not care. Claim it a gifted win. He needs to beat and destroy someone like Merab or Volk if he wants their respect. That legacy is damned since getting the title.
Yeah, you're not quite wrong. I think a lot of people, if you would say who's going to win, Aljo or Omalley, I think I would say 90% of our audience is probably going to pick Aljamain Sterling. I don't see O'Malley beating Aljamain Sterling. I think it's fucking clear as day. When Aljo says he's going to drag him around that octagon, he will drag him around that octagon. That would be fun to see, O'Malley go in there and starch him. Anything is possible. That's why we watch. But I would imagine Aljo is going to be a massive favorite in a fight against Sean O'Malley. Aljo has the weapon. He's got the grappling. So if O'Malley loses that fight, Aljo wins, yes. Yes, he will be questioned. And I don't feel bad. The reason why I don't feel bad is because, listen, Aljo did this to himself. Like, he went on social media. He said the things he said. He developed this character. And, I think he's fine with it. I don't think Aljo's losing any sleep anymore. The dude is the champ. He's defended his belt multiple times. Whether it's controversy or not, he's still getting the dubs. I think he understands how to handle the blues. So I don't think Aljo gives a fuck about the criticism anymore. He will get criticized. He will. And if he goes in there and beats a Volk, there's really nothing you can say. So, Sonosi, you are right about that. But, the other side of it, Aljo probably doesn't give a fuck about what anyone thinks anymore. And would you? Like, if you are now in the picture as one of the greatest bantamweights of all time, and I know there's questions about, the controversy of his wins or whatever, but you're still there. And I have to remind people, people are sucking off Triple C. There is controversy with Triple C's wins. The Dominic Cruz fight and the TJ Dillashaw fight, I feel, were way too quickly stopped. And Mighty Mouse win, the second one, very close split decision. That's three Henry Cejudo fights that have controversy for me. I'm sorry, and I still stick with it with all three of them. I cringe a little bit thinking about that. But what happened? Henry goes in and fights a guy that's less liked, and Henry's the hero. That's all Aljo needs. All Aljo's got to do is get in the cage and fight a guy that's less liked than him. And then everyone forgets about the cringe and we just move on, right? Or he beats a guy that is so good that you're like, okay, I got to give him respect. Anyway, thank you for the donation. Let's catch up on alerts. I'll talk about the rounds in a second. KC, the gift giver, another double champ membership. Let's go, KC. A lot of people. Let's go, champ. Thank you, James Dean. Appreciate that. I mean, James Dean, you're a member courtesy of the gift. I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. So some people don't like O'Malley, and I'm noticing in the chat some people are kind of anti-O'Malley and some people are for O'Malley. But what is the UFC looking to do? They're saying, let's do this in Boston. This is how much the UFC can't stand Aljamain Sterling. They're like, we're going to take Aljo. We're going to keep him on, the east side of things. But we're going to put him in Boston against Omalley. What? Dude, what? When I heard that, I was like, bro, man, what are you doing? What are you doing to Aljo, man? Like, what are you doing to this guy? You're just putting him in situations where everyone's going to just boo the fuck out of him. Like, what's going to happen in Boston? If you have O'Malley walk into the cage, you have Aljamain Sterling. Dude, it's going to be deafening, the boos against Aljo. Like, it's just like, it just feels weird that they said they were going to do that. And if Aljo goes in there and silences the crowd and just fucking drags O'Malley around the cage, it would be pretty funny. But it just seems like the UFC's doing Aljo no favors.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ninja choke.
It just goes to show the judges are morons sometimes too. I have been saying for a while we should have more judges. Give us 5 or 7 or 9 or incorporate the crowd as a judge too. Let them all vote as the final judge. Derek Cleary doesn't see clearly, bro.
Yeah, I have a solution. I've said this before, and thank you for the donation. Ninja choke. I have a solution. I think like the live stats that they show, the ones that we show, the total strikes and all that fun stuff. Here, let me pull this up here. Fight Center. I think they should make it a clear point system, right? And here's the thing that sucks about it. The thing that blows is you don't have the luxury of like the last round saying, hey, who won? I mean, if it's a lopsided fight and you have all the scores up on the board, you know, that thrill is gone. Bruce Buffer, you know, that intensity, that guess, hey, who won the fight is gone. So that is the downside to it. But if you do this, and let me just pull this up. I can't believe the Strickland fight that's coming up. It just baffles the hell out of me. Okay, here we go. I don't understand it. AI judges, no thank you. So you do have live stats, right? And instead of significant strikes, I mean, I don't understand what significant strikes are because they go by effective strikes. Is it the same? I would love to know what's the difference between the two. But I feel that we should figure out a way to throw every round on the board, right? And whoever leads in effective strikes or whoever has effective control time, not just control time, because the control time stat we've learned means absolutely nothing. When I talk about effective control time, it's a fighter advancing their position, going for submissions, or just landing a lot of damage. You know, that kind of control time. Not just, hey, I'm going to hold him against the fence, I'm going to hold him on the ground. That shouldn't even count. But I think they should have it between rounds. You have the stats up on the board. What means more in a fight? And we know each round who the fuck won. You just look up at the scoreboard and you know. Fighters look up at the scoreboard, they know. You know, I honestly think it could be done. It could be fixed. The problem is it's so different than what they're doing right now that there are going to be a lot of purist fans out there that are going to just be very resistant to it and be like, I don't want to see change. I don't want to see any of that stuff. You know? It would be a massive shakeup to the sport. And I don't think they want to deal with that. I don't blame them. You know? But I think they should do that. Any sport, you look up and you see the score. Every fucking sport out there, and the UFC is like, we are a sport. You know, we're part of this situation. You know, you watch your football games, your basketball games, you watch your UFC when you go to B-dubs. Throw the fucking score up there. We're done. That's it. It's over. Like, you have the score up there. Okay, this guy's winning. Because a lot of fans don't know how the scoring criteria is, and we all argue, and it leads us to these shows that I have to do over and over again. But I will. Because I'm a man of the people, and let's go round by round. So, all three judges had the first round of the main event, 10-9, in favor of Aljamain Sterling. Judge Chris scored it the same. As I looked at the fight, and I saw Henry's the takedown and the crowd going fucking nuts, he got the first takedown on Aljamain Sterling. It was a good start for Henry. But as the round was progressing, it started to even out, and then Aljo had a very strong finish, which gave me the first. So we were all in agreement on the first round. There's no controversy, whatever. But the second round, like I said before, there is controversy because you have two of the judges on this card saying Henry Cejudo got the second round and Eric Colon had Aljamain Sterling. Well, Judge Chris scored the round the same as the two judges, Cleary and Bell, as I thought it was an incredibly close round, and it could have went either way. But as I was literally analyzing this round and watching it, I give that slight edge to Henry Cejudo. Just blocking everything out and just paying attention to what I was consuming in that second round, I do believe that Henry won that round. But what's the controversy? Two judges agreed with me, so they think Henry won that round as well, right? We go into the third round. And all three judges have Henry Cejudo 10-9. What does Mystic Moss, the judge, have for the third round? Well, I went the same way. I went Henry Cejudo, round number 3 as well. And in my notes over here is a strong round, great defense from Henry. Late takedown helped out as well. And in Aljo's corner, they said, I don't want you on the floor. Oh, on all fours, excuse me. I don't want you on all fours. Okay? So Aljo's corner screaming at him, I don't want you on all fours after the third round expired. Just goes to show you, you could hear it clear as day, that they're like, dude, you lost that round. Right? I agree. All three judges agree. It is what it is. So what does Aljo do? He bounces back. Not only does he bounce back in the cage, but you look on all judges' scorecards, and it's 10-9 right across the board. Right across the board, you can see it. 10-9 for Aljamain Sterling. What does Judge Chris have? Well, Judge Chris says the exact same thing. I agreed as well. I said Aljo, strong start. I can't even read my handwriting. Strong start on the feet. Even out in the middle of the fight, but Aljo takedown late. So we've seen a lot of that. Like Aljo had that championship mentality, and towards the end of the round, he's like, listen, I gotta get that late takedown. I gotta control and make sure I make a statement here and get that round. So we had a 2-2 fight. We had a 2-2 fight in the mystical scorecards, okay? 2 rounds to Aljamain Sterling, 2 rounds to Henry Cejudo. You look at the judges' scorecards as well, and you have Aljamain. So you have Eric Colon had it 3-1 for Aljo. Derek Cleary had it 2-2. Okay. All 10-9s over there. 2-2 for Henry Cejudo. And you look at Michael Bell, and he had it 2-2 as well, Henry Cejudo. So, okay. We're going into the final round. It all comes down to this round right here. And in my notes, I thought it was a very competitive round, but Henry was pushing the pace, and he had that late control at the very end of the fight. I think like it's so important in a very close round when you got that late control at the very end. It just looks better for the fighter in a close round. Now, listen, all the rounds could be debated in a certain way, but I had that round number 5 for Henry, and everyone and their mother had that round number 5 for Henry. But if you look at the scorecards over here, Michael Bell had it for Henry. Eric Colon had it for Henry. And then Derek Cleary, which throws everything off, had it for Aljo. Okay? So because of that 5th round, a round that everyone thought went in favor of Henry Cejudo, Derek Cleary said, nah. I think Aljo got that one. A round that everyone thought Henry got. I'm like, what's going on here? So that's what I did. I went back, I watched this, and I changed my opinion. I think it's a close fight, yes. Is it a robbery? In a close fight, to constantly yell robbery over and over and over again, it's kind of ridiculous, because at the end of the day, if you go to the judges, you're taking a risk, you're taking a gamble. Okay? I think it should have went to Henry Cejudo in a rewatch, and I guarantee if Aljamain Sterling sat there and went round for round and said, okay, how am I scoring this fight? I guarantee Aljo, even though he's biased in his own way, he's a smart enough guy to realize that this could have went to Henry. Very well could have went to Henry. What do you guys think in the chat here? Is it a robbery? Did they get it right? What's up with Derek Cleary? Why did he have the 5th round in favor of Aljamain Sterling? Because if you look at these other rounds that he scored, especially round number 2 was very close. And he went Henry with that one. Yet a round that was more obvious that Henry got, he went Aljo in that one. Derek Cleary is a very bizarre person, but what do you think in the chat? That like really has me scratching my head. I don't think it's highway robbery, but it's very close. They got it right. Maybe he gave Aljo the 5th off cumulative damage. I mean, I don't know about that. Overtime, if it's too close. Aljo edged it out. Close fight. Now, have you guys rewatched it? The people that are saying that, Aljo got the win, just out of curiosity, did you rewatch the fight, or are you just going off of your memory? Because I thought Aljo won on Saturday as well. I did. In a rewatch, once again, I was like, holy shit, I see something different. You can't throw and miss strikes. Aljo, yeah, he threw 261, landed 186. Henry Cejudo, 219, landed 143. So which guy are we talking about? Who cares? Nothing will change the past. Aljo won. On to the next fight, says James Dean. Well, I mean, that doesn't really help the situation here. This is another fight that fans are getting on Aljamain Sterling for being quote-unquote controversial. So by saying who cares, majority of the MMA community care. Ever since WWE bought into MMA, it's all an act. Okay. Yeah, Aljo won, but Henry had the much better strikes, though. I thought Aljo looked pretty decent on the feet. I think, even Longo and the boys were saying to Aljamain, you're owning this guy on the feet. And it was kind of funny. He's like, don't fight on all fours. Go at him. Fight him on the feet. You're better than him on the feet. And Henry held his own. I was actually very surprised how Henry did against Aljamain Sterling. He did pretty well. I love how even after Aljo won the Academy Award, he is somehow pulling off all these wins. I mean, he does get the last laugh. He does, because regardless, he is winning, like you're saying, right? So at the end of the day, it's just, it really is wild, man. I kind of wish Aljo would just get a freaking finish, And I'm sure Aljo wishes that too, so we don't have to hear this nonsense anymore. But he redeemed himself against Peter Yan, but that was a split decision. And it was a lot of hugging, grappling, and it was controversy with that. And then the TJ fight, one arm. Then he fights Henry Cejudo. Let's be serious. He was a double champ, but he was the 125 champ, so it was a smaller, significantly smaller guy going in there, and took it to Aljo, and it became a split decision. And some say controversial. I'm going to not call it a controversy, but it is weird. It is a weird one. I don't think they got it right. And this is kind of like, it's kind of like Henry getting that win against Mighty Mouse in the second fight. It's kind of like karma. I think it kind of went back. It's eventually going to come around. And in this one here, Henry, it's like, what would you rather have? Would you rather have that win against Mighty Mouse, or would you rather have that win against Aljo? If you don't get that win against Mighty Mouse in the second fight, none of this stuff happens. So you got that. You made a deal with the devil. And then all of a sudden, you fast forward to Henry versus Aljo, and now the judges go the other way. So that's where I sit with that fight, the main event. It's interesting. It's a very, very interesting fight to go back and watch and then look at the scorecards after you score it. It's a weird one. It is a weird one, and I wish they would just get this scoring a little bit better. That fifth round has me really scratching my head with Cleary, but regardless, it is what it is, baby. Derek Cleary is the judge who had Islam winning 4 rounds against Volk. And it's kind of ironic because during the fight, it started feeling like that to me. Not the same stylistic matchup, but it felt like Volk was the smaller guy. Volk was in there. He was putting it on with Islam, making it very difficult for Islam. And some people thought Volk won. And what happened? Islam stays on still. And then in this situation here, it's very similar. Like, people were like, okay, Aljo's going to win this fight. And then Henry goes in there and says, hey, I'm little, I'm small, I'm fun size, but I'm going to make this real damn close. And holy shit, it was. It wound up being very close. Henry Cejudo, who was fairly humble, he wasn't kind of a dick about this after the fight. He did go on his social media, and I guess after digestion and listening to some of the fans, Triple C has a bunch of videos that he popped out there, and he says, take nothing away from Aljo and his performance, but I'd like an explanation why Derek Cleary gave him the 5th round. Here's round 5 in its entirety. You be the judge. I don't know how he got clearance to do that. So he just shows a three-parter of the 5th round, and he's letting people be the judge of it. It's basically throwing it. It's curious because you could say Aljo won, but give us an explanation why that 5th round was scored the way it was. Because in theory, Henry should have won. Very odd. Moral of the story, don't make a deal with the devil. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Henry must stay away with his fewer losses. Volk is overrated as fuck. Oh my God, dude. That's a hot take, bro.
Super chat.
That's a hot take right there. Life and logic.
Most comments on our screen are frozen.
Comments on my screen are frozen. Let me see. Oh, it could be. All right, that's good. Let's see. Is it frozen on this one? Thank you for the heads up. Appreciate that. Let's see. Dun, dun. Oh, that one is. Good call. Refresh. Yeah, it's like a new thing that OBS has been doing. Let's see. Has it been frozen on this one? Appreciate the heads up. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we're good now. We should be good. There we go. Thank you for the heads up, man. See? You guys are the best.
Wonderful, wonderful.
You got it. 3 or 4 rounds, be safe. 5th, UFC should be moving towards more transparency, judging, accountability, healthcare, etc. But WWE instead. Yeah. Yeah. They're priorities. Yeah, I wish they would fix this. I don't like the 10-point system. I don't. I think that's boxing. It's just weird, man. I don't understand why that's in the UFC. UFC's doing so well now. Like, pave the way, man. Score differently. Figure it out. But then you're messing with records and stuff like that, and things change. All those records that people are collecting, if you change the scoring system, it kind of throws all that out of whack. And I think the UFC doesn't want to do that. They're complacent. But anyway, that's that. I wanted to talk about the whole card, though, because we have a lot of stories on this card. So I want to go back into the UFC card here.
Super chat.
And we got Martin coming in. How you doing, Martin?
Was this or the Volk Islam decision worse?
I personally think this one. To be honest. But just because of, I don't know, that 5th round really does not make sense to me at all. I just can't wrap my head around it. I don't understand how you score 2 one way, and then the 5th round you're just like, well, I'm just going to change the way I score now. I'm going to change what's important. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, I think Islam won that fight, and I got to be honest with you, I am not trying to criticize Aljamain's performance here. He fought the best he could possibly do in this situation. You got to give credit to Henry and how tricky he was and adjusting. Aljamain did say how Henry kept on adjusting his style throughout the fight. So, credit to both fighters. They had problems with each other's styles. And it was kind of fun to watch, even in the replay. I actually enjoyed it more in the replay than I did in real time. It was kind of losing me a little bit in live. Like, I enjoyed it, but I was just like, I just felt like Aljamain was kind of running away with it. I thought Aljo could run around the 5th round and just get the win in real time. But watching it back, I was like, damn, I got a 2-2. It was a pretty interesting fight. All right, let's scroll back. Let's go back in time here. And thank you guys for the donations. Appreciate it. If you want to hit that Streamlabs, crack the Streamlabs, drop a donation, play a silly alert, or you can hit the super chat. So, all right, we're going to blast through. I'm going to just highlight the stuff that really stuck out to me, and then we'll talk to the chat over here and get your thoughts on everything. We'll also talk about Sean O'Malley. So we're going to run through the card, and then we spoke about what we did between Henry versus Aljo, but we do have to discuss O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili stealing the Michael Jackson jacket and all that fun stuff. Steve Rivera, thank you, being a member for 24 months. Black belts. Yeah, baby. Let's go, champ. Thank you, Steve Rivera, for being a member, and thank you to all the members out there being so wonderful, wonderful. Oh, by the way, if you could hit that like button, that'd be wonderful, wonderful as well. I appreciate all the likes. I think my like thing is, let's see, I think it's a little broken over here. We are the MMA-Holes, and we're almost here every day. We're here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We react to all the UFC fights, all the crazy boxing. This weekend's a very early card. Very good card. Like, ridiculously good fight night. So stand by for that. I reached out to Matty Frivola. He's getting dragged everywhere. So hopefully we can get a hold of Matt, and I can try to get him on Wednesday night. That would be great. Because Matt had some win, man. He had some freaking win. Let me reset this over here. Da-da-da-da. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. 93 likes. I see you up in there. Thank you for the likes, guys. Volk. Why everyone saying Volk? Made me like Merab even more.
Let's go, champ.
Yeah, Merab is hilarious. He's a really cool dude. Kaza, thank you for being a member for 17 months. Is Volk versus Henry. Kind of got robbed of that. The good news for the people that are Henry fans, he's not going anywhere. Like, he already called out Merab. He says, give me his head on a plate. And I got to be honest with you, that makes all the sense in the world. for Merab Dvalishvili to fight Henry Cejudo. It makes all the sense because Merab is in limbo. They're saying Henry's going to skip him to fight Aljo. Aljo's saying one fight and then he's going to win, defend again, go up to 145. You know, so Aljo going up to 145 afterwards kind of opens up the division. If Merab wins, he could fight for a vacated belt. So it kind of makes sense that Henry would fight Merab. That's actually a very good fight to think about and try to break down and predict. It's not the easiest fight to... Any Merab fight is not easy to predict unless you're team Merab like me, and I just pick Merab in every fight because he's a machine. Claudio Ribeiro. This guy had such a bounce-back win. He was making out his family. He told his family to stay away from my corner, and he just took out Holmes, the ground and pound in the second round. Joseph Holmes misses weight, and my man does not... I mean, he just does not seem like UFC material. Okay, Aleskarov defeats Phil Hawes, and Phil Hawes just can't catch a fucking break. They put him against this really scary Russian guy. Russian guy wins. Then what does he do? He gets on the mic. He calls out Bo Nickel. Feed that to me. I mean, does the UFC do that? Would they put Bo Nickel against this guy? I don't think so. I don't. But I mean, my man made his UFC debut, for God's sakes. I think it makes sense, but do they throw their shiny bow against this guy? What do you think, chat? Would you want to see that? I mean, I would. Talk about a test. Imagine Ikram takes out Bo Nickel. Now, Bo Nickel, I think, is fighting Tresean Gore. I think that's the fight that they're going to be putting together. But I like that call out by this dude, man. That's a crazy call out by a scary dude. Fook, yes. Ikram is crazy, yeah, man. Sure, why not? Bo would lose his West Coast. Oh, damn, man. To convince us he's funny. Aljo laughs at his own corny jokes. Yeah, there's a lot of things that Aljo does that for some reason rubs fans the wrong way. And like I said before, I get it, man. I do. There are times where like, oh, I think the worst thing he ever did was how he handled the knee. I mean... It drove us nuts how he handled that. 1 minute he's kind of like apologizing and over explaining, and then like in the next breath he starts becoming the heel. It's like you can't be both. It just doesn't work, you know. So, but I don't know. I think he should just completely lean into that heel and just see how far it takes him. Because if he keeps winning, there's nothing anyone can do or say, you know. So that's my advice, but. Parker Porter bounces back with his beautiful titties. He fought this guy Braxton Smith, and this guy Braxton Smith, another guy, I don't even know how the hell he made it in. He has fancy big muscles, but my goodness, it looked like he didn't even belong in there. And Parker Porter did what he was supposed to do. He goes in there, gets the ground and pound first round, wasn't even a fight. How about Jandiroba? Shout out to Virna Jandiroba. I got that one wrong. And Mirna just goes in there and just grapple fucks Rodriguez, doesn't let her breathe. Solid win. I'm not the best fight in the world, but I appreciate the fact that she stuck to a game plan and she's like, you're not going anywhere. And she just grappled her way to the victory. So good win for her. And Rodriguez has taken a massive step backwards. Chaos Williams gets a split decision over Bedoya, competitive fight between the two. Congratulations to Chaos. Oh boy, Devin Clark, man. I feel weird reaching out to these guys after they lose. I just want to, wish them the best, and I'll eventually do it. Let a couple of days pass. But Devin goes in there, fights in Chukwu, and fucking hell, man. That's all I got to say. The guillotine choke, the viciousness back and forth. Devin had moments in that first round where it just looked like Devin was going to, run away with it. But Kennedy was just kind of up against the fence. He put the arms up. He was blocking the strikes, waiting, and then just bounced back. And he's like, no, I'm still here. Firefight going into the second. Devin falls into the choke. And that's not the first time that's happened. Kennedy must have been doing his tape study. And Nigeria gets the win. Kennedy seems like a really cool dude. But like I've said before, Devin is in this spot where he's a very talented athlete, but at this weight class, when you start fighting these bigger, stronger monsters of human beings, no matter how good you are, I just think they're just too big and strong. I think that's what it just comes down to. But always love watching the Brown Bear fight, and he's always fucking exciting. So looking forward to what's next for Devin Clark. Always a fan. And congratulations to Kennedy for the win. Big, strong win for him. All right. Matt Frevola versus Drew Dober. You saw my reaction. If you didn't, go at the MMA-Holes or check out our shorts. But Matt Frevola, steamroller, goes in there and runs over Dober in the first round. Now, my prediction was Frevola was going to grapple the fuck out of him. Just grapple. It was going to go a decision. And I expected some exchanges because Dober's a beast and he's strong, he's powerful. But I really, really thought that Matt was going to go in there and grapple. And I felt better about my prediction when I heard Steamroller on doing the interviews today. And he was talking about that was the plan. He was going to go in there and grapple. Like that's what he was going to do, you know? But then when he realized he hit him a couple times and he saw, you know, the blood on the face of Drew, he says, wait a second, I think I could finish this guy. So he goes in there, he puts him down. Some people say it was a quick stoppage. I don't fucking know, man. Like, do you want Drew to die in there? Like, I don't understand. There are shots, like there are pictures of Dober just like kind of like this, like you get just this close to seeing his life leave his body, and you know Frevola's going in. I mean, I thought it was a good stop. I think it was a fair stop. And Matt Frevola beats Drew Dober. He gets on the mic. He calls out Paddy Pimblett. Calls out Paddy, and I fucking loved it. I loved every minute of that. And like, what a story! What like look at the resume of Matt Frevola. It's kind of wild. Like in this picture, he just kind of he is the people's champ. He keeps on going out there and saying he's just embracing it. He's such a humble dude. People want interviews. He's doing it. If people are stopping him in the street, or he goes back into the arena and is hanging out with the fans, he's on Twitter 24/7, just intermingling with all the people out there. He came in from the Contender Series. His family smoking weed with Snoop Dogg, and like look at his resume here. So the Contender Series was 2017. Okay, I came in from Titan FC 2017. My man's been in the game for a minute. He's been doing this for a little while, and finally, you know, Steamroller is starting to get some serious recognition. He gets the arm triangle choke. Next fight, his debut. He loses in the first round, just gets smashed. Paulo Reyes. You got the Lando Venata fight, which was a fucking war between the two of those. And Matt held his own over there, and, well, it was a draw. Jalen Turner. He fights this guy that's a massive lightweight. Jalen Turner, the tarantula. A guy that's making noise right now. And he beat him. Unanimous decision. He beats the monster of Jalen Turner. He beats Luis Pena. Violent Bob Ross. Then he fights Sarukian. Doesn't get knocked out. Doesn't get finished. They go a unanimous decision. He takes the L. But we know how good Sarukian is. 19-3-0 Sarukian. We know the guy is a savage. He goes in there and he holds his own against him. He goes in against Terrence McKinney. Now, this one here was crazy because Terrence McKinney, the hype train, has the power of the wrestling. He goes in there. I mean, it was a blink, 7 seconds. Frevola's done. So now we're like, okay. 2-fight losing streak. You just got smoked by Terrence McKinney. This Matt Frevola experiment, well, this might not be anything that's special. You know, maybe he's just not that good. I don't know. So from 2017 to 2021, now he's on a 2-fight skid. He fights a guy named Gennaro Valdez. And I said this at the time that I felt like the UFC was doing Matt a favor. You have 10-2-0. Let me see what he's done lately. Okay, so he lost to Frevola, he lost to Levy. In respect to this guy, because Levy's a beast, and Frevola is a beast, right? But I thought myself, I was like, I do feel that this fight was kind of like, hey, Matt, we're going to give you a chance to bounce back. That's how I felt as a fan watching this. He did. He bounces back, first round knockout. Then he goes back in there, and now he's got a bigger step up an opponent in a Zaitar. This guy's a prospect over here, Ali Abdelaziz guy. He smokes a Zaitar in the first round. Now here we are. We were on a 2-fight losing streak. He got finished by McKinney. Now he's got a 2-fight finishing streak. The trumpets are playing. He walks out in New Jersey. The crowd's going crazy for him. And he fights Drew Dober, a very scary lightweight. And what does he do? He puts him down in 1. 3 in a row, finishes in the first round, steamrolling through everyone. He's calling his hand the F-bomb. He's coming up with the names, the gimmicks. He's going the steamroller after his fights. He's doing everything right to get that fan base. He's doing everything right in the cage. Dude, this guy's on a crash course, man. Win or lose, this guy's going to build a big fucking fan base. So much fun to watch. And now, I mean, the sky's the limit. He calls out Paddy Pimblett. Could you imagine Aljo fighting Omalley and Pimblett versus Frivola on a card? Like, let's go. Let's go. So that is the story of Matt Frivola on the highest of highs. I want to know in the chat, what do you guys think about Steamroller? Are you on the train? Are you a fan? Do you think he's the real deal? Do you think he could make a run at a title? That's premature thinking, but do you think it's possible, chat? Let me know your thoughts.
Super chat.
What do we got here with the super chat?
Called it with Kron. I don't think he was ready for a caliber like Charles. Chaos plus Muhammad plus Charles hit for plus 340.
Very nice. You parlayed that? Very nice. Yeah, I don't know why the fuck you know, sometimes on my Tapology, I make some interesting picks. Like sometimes I go back and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking? What was I thinking with this guy? But I didn't bet on him. So if I made a bet on that guy, I definitely should just give up my channel. But I did not bet on that guy. But good bet on you, man. Kron Gracie going in there, all grumpy and shit. Oh my God, I lost my likes. All grumpy and shit. And let me fix this up. And putting out a performance like that, it's like, dude, get out of the fucking roster. And what's up with Dana White? Dana White saying like, oh, I really like that guy and this and that. Like he had nothing but nice words to say about Kron Gracie. I mean, maybe it's a respect for the name or something. I don't know. But usually Dana would just like shit on him for a performance like that. But he likes Kron. Dana likes Kron. So do you think he's going to fight again? Do you care? That's a good segue. Let's move into the next fight on the card over here. Jourdain versus Kron Gracie. There is nothing really I have to say about this. Kron was trying to fight like a lobster, and Jourdain did everything he had to do. I mean, that's it. I mean, it was just... Let's look at the stats real quick, just for a quick laugh. I mean, it was pretty embarrassing. So here's the thing. When these jiu-jitsu guys fight, I'd like to see like a whole bunch of different attacks, you know? I like to see a bunch of different attacks. I would like to see them like attacking the legs, trying to go for heel hooks as well. Like if you can't do anything in the guard, come at him with different weapons. And Kron wasn't doing that. He kept on pulling guard. And Jourdain just sat in there and just beat him up and then got up and was like, okay, gonna get up. It was just that for 3 rounds. So credit to Jourdain, man. He got the job done. But gosh, I'm good never watching Kron Gracie ever fight again. It was horrific. Evlov versus Lopez. Surprise, surprise, motherfuckers. Lopez almost shocks the world. Almost goes in there and takes out Evlov. Almost gave him his first blemish. He was throwing up submissions all throughout the fight. And I got to say, I'm on the wrong card. I got to say, I was impressed, man. Kid coming on very short notice and doing shit like that. Dude, I found myself starting to root for the underdog there. And Diego Lopez coming in with the emo haircut. Did great. But Evlov, what does he do? This guy just knows how to win. He may not be finishing people as of late, but he knows how to go in there and get those decision wins. And he just got another one for a dangerous dude in this Lopez. I can't wait to watch Lopez fight again. As for Evlov, he will lose eventually. The way he fights, he's not always going to get the judges on his side. What do you guys think? Is Evlov the real deal? I mean, the guy's what now? He's 16-0? Right? No, he's 16-0. I mean, that's pretty impressive. But from what I saw that night, I was like, well, his days are going to be numbered soon, man. Someone's going to catch him. I went 8-1 and 8-1. Bwahaha. Nice. Good job. That Peruvian fighter is fun to watch. Lopez is related to Molitard.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Lopez is the real deal. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy how fun he was to watch. I mean, listen, I don't think he's going to be a champion or anything like that, But I think he's going to be a fun guy to watch in the future. Dude does not roll over, man. And that's what I like to watch, man. Guys that go out there and just constantly bring it. No matter how far down they are in a fight, throwing up submissions every 5 seconds, just a dogfight. Fun kid to watch. Lopez looked more like a Gracie than Kron, dude, right? Right? Tell me about it, man.
Oh, super chat.
That's accurate.
Hakuna, potato, matata, hibiscus. Hakuna, potato, matata, hibiscus. Hakuna, potato, matata, hibiscus, 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 hibiscus.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you for that.
Steamroller is literally the lightweight hype train killer, or he the steamroller on the hype trains. I posted in news about Paddy replied to Matt, and honestly if Yardy won't KO Paddy, he steals his stardom.
Paddy Pimblett should stay far away. He's already avoided the first call out of Steamroller. And there's a reason why Paddy avoided it. I mean, if you've seen the way the guy fights, it seems like he would be a very big problem for Pimblett. And so Paddy did respond. Let me look at his Twitter. Did he take that? I think he took it down. But basically, Paddy was saying how, basically, Paddy was saying that this is where he kicks the midget. Basically, Paddy Pimblett was saying, you know, these guys calling me out. I'm still recovering from an injury and this and that. So, you know, making excuses. But he said he would take the fight. So, I mean, if I'm Steamroller and the UFC says, hey, if you're willing to wait for Paddy to recover, I might wait. I tell you what, Steamroller could just make some noise in a way. Like, was Dober, was he ranked? If so, it was low, right? Oh yeah, he was ranked number 14. Damn. Dude, so you're gonna crack the rankings. Dude, forget about it. You know what? If we can get him on Wednesday, I'm going to say, bro, forget about Paddy Pimblett. Move forward. March forward, man. Tell Sarukian you're coming for him again. You're gonna fucking avenge your loss. That's what I say, dude. Why move backwards? I understand, like, star power wise, payday wise, I get it. But now that you just cracked the top 15, you know, I got to be honest with you. I think a smarter. I don't know, you know, what's more important to Matt right now. Maybe his goal right now, he knows that a title is so out of reach, even though he just broke into the rankings. Maybe he's saying to himself, well, hey, if I beat Paddy Pimblett, you know, I stole some of his audience. I stole some of that swag. I can get that Barstool money or some shit like that. Maybe he's trying to do this as a business move. But I still think if you broke the rankings, keep marching forward. A lot of people are dying to get ranked. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think he should fight Paddy, or do you think he should fight ranked guys? Regardless of what you think about Pimblett, he's still dangerous, right? Dan Hooker? Yeah, dude, that'd be a firefight. I'd be down for that. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get the attention you would get against a guy like Paddy. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. What's more important, the belt or money? They're all watching the MMA-Holes. That's right, Brett. Hibiscus.
Wonderful.
That's right. They're all watching us. You can't resist. You can't resist the MMA-Holes.
Super chat.
Hey, let's hit the super chat.
Off topic, but I think Ryan Hall versus Kron would be a fight that might make sense. Heard Ryan's preparing for something soon.
I hope Ryan. I like Ryan. Yeah, at least he's injured. I don't know. Like, he does a similar type thing, but I mean, he's attacking your legs. Like with Kron, he's trying to pull guard. With Ryan Hall, if you even remotely come close to him, he's going to try to grab your legs. You know, like, I love that shit, man. That's hilarious. Thank you, man. Hey, thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal over here. We got almost 200 people watching. If we hit the Streamlab goal of, all right, I'll tell you what. If we hit 8,300 on the Streamlab goal over here, We're at 8,262.52 cents. 8,300. I will open up the phone lines tonight. You got to hit it on the Streamlabs, and I will open up the phone lines. Thank you for the donations. Appreciate that. Okay, so we spoke about Evlov briefly over here. There's really not much more I have to say about that. Very nice win for Jan. Oh, my God. What is going on with Andrade? What is going on with Andrade? Andrade now falls 2 in a row. Blanchfield, who I think is going to get a belt, and Jan, massive win for China. Jan climbing to 17-3. Whoa, we might have a new player in this strawweight game over here. Jan looked great. To run over Andrade like that, the way she did, okay, you have my attention. You successfully have my attention. Xiaonan Yan, 17-3-0. Big, strong, striking gal at 115. She's on a 2-fight win streak against Dern and Andrade. She lost to Rodriguez. That was a split decision. She got finished by Esparza on the ground, but now on a 2-fight run. And I tell you what, man, the UFC loves pushing the Chinese athletes out there. Yan will probably be in the picture for a belt very, very soon. Very soon. We got another player over there, so congratulations to Yan. And here we go, co-main event. You ready? You ready, boys and girls? So, as I do this MMA-Holes show, you know, our picks are just out there. You know, like there's really nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. And especially if you're putting your money to back your words. Okay? When they made the fight of Bilal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns, as soon as they made that fight, I'm like, okay, Bilal's going to win. Bilal's going to win this fight. I feel very confident about this. I think Bilal's going to win. And then as the fight gets closer and I'm thinking about it more, I'm starting to second guess myself. And I'm like, oh, what's going to happen here? But I'm like, I got to stick to my guns, man. I just felt it. I felt strong about Bilal. And then Bilal talks to the media, right, on fight week. Bilal gets on the mic and he's like, I don't think you understand. I don't, like, he said something in there, and I'm like paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what he said. But I'm watching this and I'm looking at him. I'm like, I believe this motherfucker. There are a lot of fighters that get on the mic and said, this is my time. I had a great camp. No one's going to beat me. And it's like, whatever. Like Jorge Masvidal does that all the time. And there's a lot of other fighters. You're like, yeah, that's not happening. Bilal Muhammad did it. And I'm watching him. I'm like, dude, I believe this guy. And I believe him too, because Gilbert Burns is good, but he's not great. He's fun. He could barely take out a fucking decrepit Jorge Masvidal. Barely could do it, man. He won the fight, but Jorge's best days are way behind him. I know he danced with KHAMZAT Chimaev and looked great in that fight, full camp. This is not a full camp. It's like 3 weeks notice. They're thrown together, fight. So before the fight happens, the message start coming in. The ankle, the infamous ankle that everyone's going out there. I don't want to see you Bilal fans making excuses for this and that. And I have to be honest, I was a little nervous, but I dismissed it. I was like, you know what? I'm just not buying into this nonsense. There were pictures of him in front of the green screen, this and that. I don't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, even the day of the fight, his ankle was still fucked up. Bilal goes in there. He gets the win. Was it the most exciting fight? No. In fact, the fight, I would never watch that fight ever again. Okay? Never watch this fight ever again. But I knew Bilal beats Gilbert in every way. Bilal could beat you either on the ground, he could beat you on the feet. He's got very good fight IQ, and he's locked and loaded right now. He had that whole camp with the Makhachev boys and Habib. He's picked tools from all different people, and he just has that skill set that Gilbert is just not going to be able to handle. Now, Gilbert went in there, he injured his shoulder in the first round. Okay, that according to people, he's going to get checked out, and he says he hopes he doesn't need surgery, and I hope he doesn't need surgery too. But I hope for you guys, the fans, that he does need surgery. I hope he does for you guys, because if he doesn't go for surgery and you guys are fucking running around saying, oh, Gilbert Burns got hurt, oh, he was hurt, this and that, that doesn't work, especially when you have a guy fighting with one leg. Who would you pick in a fight? A guy with one arm or one leg? A guy bouncing around on one leg or a guy with one arm? I mean, it's very tricky both ways. But a guy that barely can really stand on a guy that's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, You know what I'm saying? Both guys are dealing with injuries, just like a lot of these fighters. But the biggest mistake the fans made, don't have any excuses. Don't have any excuses when Belal Muhammad loses the fight. That's what everyone was saying to the mystical Mas. And I just laughed. Like, I don't think you understand what you're dealing with. I don't think you understand how this works over here. My proof is on the internet. You can go check my track record. When I'm placing the money, I'm saying lock it up. When I'm making $15 bets and I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw 50 on this guy because Belal's going to win. Ride the train, baby. Ride the mystical train. Belal goes in there, he gets a solid win. Gilbert Burns really didn't have much for him. He had moments. He had some moments in the fight. But all in all, Belal cruised throughout the entire 5 rounds, which Belal wanted. 5 rounds to take on Gilbert Burns. Now, listen, I'm not saying Belal Muhammad is a champion. I'm not saying he's the best welterweight right now on the roster. No. In fact, I still think Colby Covington beats him at this moment. I would probably pick Colby. I would probably pick Kamaru. Actually, Kamaru, I don't know now. I don't know what's up with Kamaru. I'd probably pick Khamzat if he's even going to fight at welterweight. I'd pick Leon. Almost took his eye out. You know? But who knows? As these fights get closer, if Belal gets on that mic, convinces me again, I might jump back on the Belal train. But right now, it's one fight at a time, and it was very simple for us to pick this one. Very easy win. And the UFC didn't get the fight that they wanted. But are you shocked? Are you shocked the fight went down this way? Because if it goes Belal's way, and he's fighting a very dangerous opponent, Belal's going to just shut him down. He's not going to go in there and just light up the scorecard and do razzle-dazzle shit. He's gonna nullify his opponent, something he does very, very well. Gilbert's all fun, you know, all pop, and he's got the jiu-jitsu, he's got the fast hands, he's got power, he's aggressive. Belal will shut him down. And that's what happened over here. Belal Muhammad gets the win, a massive win, and the beauty of it, the beauty of this win is he didn't even talk about his ankle. Didn't even talk about it. Talked about a little Ramadan, this and that. He was humble in the victory. He didn't really, he made a couple of jokes about Jersey. And now he's on to the next. Kind of flipping the bird at the haters. Never had any excuses. Just went in there and won. Impressive. Very impressed by Belal. Taking it on short notice. Ramadan going in there, getting the win. But that's that. I mean, what else can I say? I was getting roasted. I was getting roasted when I made my pick. I was getting roasted the day of the fight. The entire stream, people were like, oh, you're stupid. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. When I give the lock, when I put the lock on, we just get the money. That's how it works over here. But chat, let me know what you think. Belal Muhammad, where you stand the Monday after 288. Do you still dislike Belal? Did you always like Belal? Did you believe in Belal? Did you not believe in Belal? Do you have excuses? Are you Life and Logic that's still crying? I mean, this guy was riding me. Life and Logic was riding me. I saw him in there riding me. And I just, just cool. Just take that mental note, put it up on the board, put my little thing on the board, and I look at it, and I'm like, okay, I'll see you Monday. Sinosi, I'll see you on Monday. I'll see you on Monday, non-Belal believers. I'll see you there.
A black man can't drink.
Speaking of Sinosi, he has opened up the phone lines. Get up! The phone lines will open tonight. Let's coke up with bones. Let's go.
Steamroller Aya to the calls. And
Let's
Belal,
go.
remember the decision will be at.
Let's go. Woo! Thank you, Sonosi. Appreciate that. We hit the goal. I'll open some phone lines over here. Thank you so much, man. Very kind of you. Thank you, everyone that dropped a dono tonight. If you support cringy shows like this, drop a dono or hit the like button. Okay. I'm always out of breath after my Coke dance. All right, so let's just talk about the Omalley situation, and then I'll open up the phone lines. Okay. Merab Dvalishvili stealing the show, baby. Going in there with the team, and when they bring Omalley up into the cage, Merab somehow gets the jacket, jumps on. I mean, what the hell? Let's watch a little bit of this over there. Merab. Okay. Let's watch a little funny ass shit.
Go again. Get ready to come real soon, baby. You better look better than that, man.
He's just wrapping it around. He's just, and look at the look of satisfaction on Merab's face. He's like, yeah, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? He's just staring right at him with his crooked nose.
Better than that. You better look better than that.
Okay. And then Merab. By the way, the reference to the Michael Jackson jackets. Apparently when Sean got it at a thrift shop, that is a Michael Jackson replica jacket. So there you go. Okay, here we go. Then Merab jumps on. He jumps on the fence with the jacket on, and he's such an animal because look. Hold on, let's see if I can find. Oh, here's the whole thing over here. So you got them. Oh my god, dude. All right. What the hell, man? Why does Twitter do this? Quite annoying. All right, here we go. So, like, listen to this trash talk, by the way. Oof. So they told Sean Omalley, hey, we're going to put you front row. Whoever wins this fight, we're going to bring you in there. So it's so funny. Like, Dana's like, yeah, we're not going to do any of this WWE shit, you know, with that whole merger or whatever. And then, I mean, like, within the next couple events, they have Sean Omalley front row, and they bring him in the cage to have this kind of nonsense. Aljo just went 5 rounds with an Olympian, with a double champion. And then Aljo's got to deal with this fucking nonsense. So you got Merab in the background with the jacket on. Sean O'Malley's like, where the hell is my jacket?
You better look better than that.
You better look better than that. And Dana White's like, ooh, cha-ching. We'll talk about who you think is going to win that fight between Omalley and Aljo.
You look like shit. You better be able to cut weight real soon.
How about this, though? He goes, you look like shit. And look at Aljo's face. Like, he didn't disagree. Aljo's like, you're not wrong. Look at this, man. Dana all slim.
Shit. You better be able to cut weight real soon.
He just shakes his head like, you're not wrong.
You better look better than that. You better look better than that. You look like shit. You better be.
You look like shit. You're right. You're not wrong. At least Aljo is self-aware.
Cut weight real soon.
So why'd you run? Why'd you turn on the title shot?
And that is true, by the way. That is confirmed. So Aljo was going to fight Sean O'Malley next. It wasn't going to be about Henry Cejudo. They were going to have the Sean O'Malley fight, and he did turn it down.
Why'd you turn on the title shot? That's what I thought. Because I'll drag your ass up and down this octagon.
And look at Dana. Dana's like, all right, you can leave now. So that's the truth. So Aljo had the last laugh. And he's telling him he's going to drag him up and down the octagon and all that stuff over there. So I think in the exchange on the mic afterwards, Aljo won that exchange. If you're taking score with that. Here's a little bit more.
Drag your ass up and down this fucking octagon.
So as they're pulling Omalley, as they're pulling him back, he's looking around. He's like, where the fuck's my jacket? My nipples are out. I'm cold. Merab Dvalishvili says, I'm gonna sit on the fence now. And the guy tries to hold him back, and Merab almost kicked the fucking security guy in the head. Oh, he's like, get the fuck away from me. He's like a little he's like a honey badger. Watch this. The fuck away from me. Look at how he's looking at the security guard. He's like, fuck off, bro. Get out of here. And then he flexes to the crowd. He's just like, here I am, baby. Just seizing the moment. Security couldn't do nothing. The security was like, oh, well, we're just going to let him do that. That's just going to happen. Oh, fuck off. Merab Dvalishvili does that whatever the fuck he wants. Whatever the fuck he wants. He is a funny son of a bitch, is right. What a fucking nut.
So I just want to congratulate you on retaining your title.
And they take his jacket off.
Look forward to seeing you.
All right, so there's that. Dude, hilarious, man. So funny that dude is, man. I want to see Merab fight for the belts. I wish Aljo would just go up. I want to see Merab fight for the belts. Or give me Merab versus Aljamain Sterling. Dude, let's go. Talk about like a curveball, man. You throw those two in there. But, yeah, man, big night for Aljo. Whether you agree or disagree with the decision, it doesn't matter. Aljo's still the champ. He still ends still. And Merab Dvalishvili steals the jacket. Let me know in the chat what you think, and then we will open up the Discord phone lines. Who wins, Merab or Henry? I tell you what, man, I'm going to wait for them to make that fight. But my money's on the machine. It's always on the machine. That is a great, great fight. Great fight. And I hope it does happen. It seems like that's what Henry wants. Henry's not going anywhere, according to his social media. But we've heard that before. So who knows? But I think it makes so much sense. Omalley versus, what's it called? Aljo, Merab. Here's the thing. The UFC has a chance. The UFC has a chance to have Omalley fight back-to-back for championships. Like, Omalley could lose. Omalley could lose against Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling can go up in weight and fight at 145, and then you have a vacated belt. And if Omalley just fought for the belt and Merab wins his next fight, they might just run Omalley versus Dvalishvili for the vacated belt. They might get back-to-back title fights for Sean O'Malley with him losing the first one. Like, they could actually pull something like that off and cash in on two title fights for Sean. The only problem with that is he would get murdered by both of them, Sean. You know? But don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that Aljo loses Sean loses to Aljo. Aljo moves up. Merab, whether he fights Cejudo, whoever it is, defeats whoever he fights, and then he fights Sean for the vacated belt. Don't be surprised. I would probably put money on that happening if that was the scenario. Okay. Let's see a couple of the comments in the chat, and we'll go to the Discord. Who do you think's the worst matchup for Omalley, Aljo, Merab? I think I'm going to say Merab. You ready? Merab beats Aljo. I said it. Merab beats Aljo. The machine beats Aljo. I've said this before. I understand they're friends, but I also think that there is something in the back of Aljo's mind that knows that Merab is a massive problem. You know? I'm not saying Aljo's running from Merab, but it pays to be friends with him rather than fight him. He keeps saying that him and Merab are the best guys in bantamweight. So I think Merab will have gold very soon. Now you put it like that, Moss. Excellent take. Thank you, Lou Dog. Appreciate that. I predict Aljamain by split decision. Seems to be the money bet. Aljamain by split decision. I think he finishes Omalley. Yeah, I think Aljo. I think Aljo does bad things to Sean. Listen, I hope it's a firefight, man. But I think Aljo does bad things to him. Sean, there's a reason why Sean turned down the fight. He's probably doing whatever he can to tighten up his holes in his game, to get ready for this fight. Sean's not a dumb guy. He's a smart businessman. He's a smart fighter too. Let's see. Wild how Ray and Matt have the two best bantamweights in the world right now. It's crazy, right? Yeah, Matt Serra and Ray Longo just on top of the world. Law MMA kind of went off, kind of took a little step back. I'll never forget this. So Chris Weidman does great things. He is the legend slayer, the Brazilian legend slayer, and then everything kind of falls apart with him. And Quint is not working out too well for him. And then we get the pleasure of meeting Longo and then going on Longo's podcast. And remember we spoke about Aljamain Sterling on the podcast. And like, what about Aljo? What about Aljo? And that was the next guy. Like Longo's eyes lit up and like that was his guy. And the belief that Ray had in Aljo back then and to see his trajectory is crazy, man. It really is. Like Longo's, he's a very, you can't say underrated anymore. I think people realize how good Longo and the boys are. And it's good to see Law MMA have success because that gym has been nothing but nice to us. And everyone that's come out of the gym has been super nice to us. So I'm always going to be a fan of Longo and the Law boys over there. You got Matt Frivola now coming up who looks good. And they have a bunch of other fighters that just wait, They're hungry fighters coming out of that gym. So, yeah, they're doing good stuff over there. And I got to be honest with you, Law MMA it's not the nicest place in the world, man. It's not in the nicest area, really. It's like in a back alley by like a train station. And you walk in there and you got some cool pictures up on the wall, but it's like a cage and a couple of mats and then, that's it. It's not the biggest place in the world, but they get the job done, man. They know what they're doing. Hammerback, thank you. Member for 6 months. And Hammerback says,
Let's go, champ.
I know there aren't many that agree, but I think there is a good chance Omalley beats Aljo if Aljo would stand and bang with Sugar. Okay, so I picked Omalley over Jan. So I would think I have some sort of credibility in this. Now that was a very close fight, the Omalley-Jan fight, and we had the whole Rob scenario with that, and I still stand by the way they got it in that fight. I thought it was very close, but I think Omalley did just enough. But for him to beat Peter Yan, that was a big step forward for Sean Omalley. Big, dangerous fight. In this fight with Aljo, I know Omalley has some secret tricks with the BJJ. He's got very good striking. He's long. But I think that long body of him, that Howard Stern long body of him, like Corey Sandhagen, is perfect for Aljo. It's perfect. And Corey's got ground game. Corey, he's proven that he's got some ground game too. Whereas Omalley, he hasn't really been tested. So Aljo says he's going to drag him around that cage. I don't know what Sean could do in this limited time to stop him from doing that. Yes, Sean's the better striker. It's not even a question. But Aljo knows how to set up those takedowns, man. He knows how to do it. My man's throwing question mark kicks, and he's coming in at all quirky angles and shit. So it's a good fight. It's interesting, but yeah, I would bet the house on Aljo. All right, let me take a quick break. After this break, we're going to open up the phone lines. Now, Discord is how you can call the show, okay? And thank you so much to the people that dropped the donations to support our program. So we're going to take a break and then just hop in our Discord. We will answer all the calls from the people. We're going to get your words on UFC 288. You can call from anywhere in the world thanks to Discord. So if you'd like to take advantage of the Discord system, go find I'll actually put in Discord real quick. Hold on, let me drop in Discord really quick. Hello, so you can just find us and give us an easy call. Okay, log in to Discord. Discord's free if you're not familiar with it. It's just an app, and it lets you call from anywhere. So you just kind of right-click, you hit call, or you hold it down. Okay, hold on a second. MMA-Holes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put call me. Call me. Okay. All right, so I put call me. So if you go over to the Discord and you see call me over there, that's where you can find us, right down there. Okay, in Discord. That's where you can find us, and we will take all the calls that come in to talk about UFC 288. We covered a lot of ground here. Now it's time for you guys to get your thoughts and opinions. Stand by. It is free, baby. No collect calls. Completely free on Discord. So fire up Discord and hop in. And what's cool about Discord, too, is when we are not live, you can jump in Discord. The memes are there. These people are hilarious with the memes and all that stuff. So there's a lot of other content that the community is creating, or you can stay locked in with the community as well. It's a good place to hang out when we're not live, which we're live all the time. But when we're not, you can go to Discord. We'll be right back, friends, and let's open the phone lines.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Cheers. Underworld of Legends.
It's time, baby. It's time for the phone calls. Let's talk to the people. The MMA-Holes. Let's talk to the people that make this show go round and round. And we're going to take the first phone call of the evening. The glorious Sinose calling in. Sinose, welcome to the stream.
What's up?
How you doing, bud?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you for your contribution, man. Really appreciate the donation. And now is the time for you to shine, baby.
Okay, well, first thing, fuck Bilal. Fuck everything he stands for. You know I have to complain about him.
Fuck Bilal? Why are you not like Bilal? You have no respect for the man anymore? Remember the name.
You mean remember the decision, remember the shame?
Oh, man. So is Bilal...
There's no name to remember.
Why? So what was your thoughts as that fight was going down? 5 rounds of Gilbert Burns getting beat up.
Okay, you know what? I am disappointed Burns didn't win. I am very disappointed that injury kind of stopped a fun fight. What I'm more disappointed in is Bilal didn't try killing Burns. I can accept losing with Burns. I don't accept the fact that he had 4 rounds to do it and he just coasted.
You think he coasted? Or I mean,
at a certain point.
But wouldn't you think that, I mean, you saw what Burns did to KHAMZAT Chimaev. So what are you saying? Risk that?
I mean, Guy Ray was hurt. I mean, the kicks were very effective. He was switching them up. He was hitting them. And you mentioned that the whole one leg thing. You got to keep in mind that was an ankle, not a knee. He was fluent pretty well throughout the whole fight. I don't think he was as hurt as he claimed, but he definitely hurt himself kicking himself that many times. He was using that foot a lot of times, hitting those arms.
Another thing I got to throw out there with Bilal is he was fighting for a spot at the belts, and if he loses that fight, he is not going to be in line for the belt. So as the fight was progressing, he was fighting a very dangerous guy. And he was actually coming forward in the 5th round. It wasn't like he could have literally danced around the 5th round, did nothing. He stood in the pocket and was fighting Gilbert. It just goes to show you how tough Gilbert is. But, I mean, not doing enough, I don't get it. Like, what did you need him to do?
Actually, one of the things I'm surprised he didn't do, now you're making it, that you mentioned about, the fact that he had 1 arm, I'm surprised he not tried to go for a takedown.
Well, if he went for a takedown, wouldn't that would actually help Gilbert's situation, right? I mean,
with 1 arm?
Yeah, I mean, because Gilbert can throw a triangle
on the ground.
Yeah, Gilbert can throw
as good as he claims.
In jiu-jitsu, though, you have many ways of finishing your opponent on the ground, whereas in striking, you have one way with your hands. So if you wouldn't the feet be a better place to be?
I mean, you also got to remember that if this is a guy who has a hurt ankle, wouldn't it be better for him also being on the ground? He doesn't have to worry about his ankle, per se.
I don't think you're answering my question though. Like you got a guy with 1 arm. Why would you take him down? He only's got 1 arm.
I understand that, but the fact that he didn't even try doing a takedown kind of baffles me a little bit. Well, and I get it. He's winning the fight. He doesn't have to really. But
he's also fighting.
He didn't ever try.
Well, I mean, what was KHAMZAT's success with taking down Burns?
Well, KHAMZAT didn't have to worry about a guy who had 1 arm.
I know, but still, he didn't have any problem. He had a lot of problems with Burns there too. I mean, listen, Burns had, and this whole 1 arm thing, we don't know the severity of the injury. If he doesn't need surgery, his injury might not have been as bad as we all think it is. Like, we're just assuming that this guy.
It looked pretty bad.
Yeah.
I rewatched the fight. The way that he slammed on there, it looked pretty bad. I mean, the guy got a 3rd round, he wasn't throwing anything with that arm ever again.
If Burns
I think after round 1.
If Burns doesn't get surgery, then what do you say?
Shit, you can sprain an arm. It doesn't have to be broken. It sucks. I'm going to stick to it, but we're not going to get to that all night because we'll go back and forth bickering about this fight. Point is, I wanted him to do more. I'm disappointed that as a co-main, it wasn't as fun. That's my main gripe. I want more. I'd rather be proven wrong and have a fun fight than anything else, and that's where my disappointment stems from.
If you were Bilal Muhammad and you were guaranteed a title shot if you win a fight, would you say, hey, I want to put on a fun fight, or I just want to win this fight?
Oh, don't you? Well, one, I wouldn't be Bilal Muhammad.
What would you do, though?
I wouldn't fight as boring as him, but...
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're going over. Yes, unbiased looking at it. Yes, it's not stupid to know this guy's a hard guy to knock out. He's probably not going to get knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm not saying it's not a bad strategy. It's just I wish it was more fun. Is all. For this co-main, it didn't put me to sleep, but I was just hoping for more. I'm a selfish fan.
When he finished Sean Brady, was that fun?
It was fun when he knocked him out.
Yeah. I mean, that was a fire fight with him and Sean Brady, and he took him out. And no one thought that was going to happen, and he went in there and ran him over. I mean, Bilal
then he digressed.
He took this fight on short notice.
If anything, I was hoping he was going to prove me wrong by taking out Gilbert's head off.
Why would you be
I went a step above.
Why would you be involved in a fun fight on 3 weeks' notice and you guaranteed a title shot with a win? Why would you say, hey, let's have a fun fight? Wouldn't you just want to get the win?
Some people have egos. I have an ego.
All right. What else you got?
I'm going to be stubborn about this, but I don't want to talk about just this because, like I said, I know I'm looking at it emotionally.
Yes.
Like, I just don't like Bilal. I just don't like Bilal.
At least you could admit it.
I can't stand him.
All right. What else you got?
But, oh, God. The main fight just kills me. Now, re-looking at everything back with your breakdown and me looking at that just for curiosity's sake, since I did have to go over it on Sunday on my own stream. It's like, oh, my God, what the hell?
So what did you think? In real time, who you think won? And did you watch it again, you said?
I watched it again because I was very curious because I was scratching my head.
Okay.
I'd never, even when I was watching it live, I didn't think like how people were saying like, oh, 3-1, Aljo. I was like, I was looking at closer to 2-2. Maybe not the way they saw it, but like, there were moments like that second round was very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
That one I kept going back and forth in my head. I could see why people put 3-1, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like Cejudo did a little better with striking me, especially those uppercuts he pulled off.
Yeah.
He kind of stumbled a little bit for some of that stuff. And you know what? It really sucks, though. It's like if that poor guy only had a little bit more reach, I think he could have done better.
Yeah, they were talking about his karate stance and his chin being up like that. And I mean, listen, you talk about a fun fighter. Cejudo is a fun fighter. Like a guy his stature being able to hold his own with a guy like Aljamain Sterling, where he stands in his career, is impressive. And he really brought out the dog in Aljo. Aljo had to pull out every trick to try to get this win on Henry. And what happened a lot during that fight was there was a lot of stalemates because one person canceled out the other person. One person made an adjustment, then the other one had to make an adjustment. It was a lot of that going on throughout the entire fight. But in a rewatch, you saw something completely different, you're saying? Or you saw the same?
I saw it pretty similar. It didn't break up by too much. If there's one thing I didn't like, you mentioned the control time and stuff. I wished more would have been done, but I understand they were countering each other. There was no way no one was going to get an advantage, really.
Yeah.
You weren't getting no submission attempts.
So the control time, hold on, let's just look at it real quick here. So
Henry got slightly better.
Yeah, Henry
was like an extra minute.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 6 seconds to 4 minutes of control time. I mean, yeah, you're looking at 143 strikes to 186. Aljo does lead in significant 135 to 99. But in a 5-round fight, like, you got to go by round. And if you're scoring it by round, that's the thing. These overall stats kind of get thrown out the window in a lot of cases. And this is one of them. Like, this doesn't really show.
It's cluttered.
Yeah. How this fight went down. But yeah, very close fight. Are you upset with the decision? Do you think that this was a robbery?
A little bit, but here's the thing, I'm not that upset about it. It was a good fight. I could see where it could have gone to either side. I was more upset about the Volk Islam fight, to be honest, and even that was not as close.
Yeah.
So listen, I don't like Aljo, but at the same time, I could accept that it was a close fight, and it was going to go either way. Yeah. It wasn't like, when I found out Aljo won, it's not like, fuck, damn it, god damn. And he was like, okay, he won. I can see it.
Yeah, and the way Henry handled it too.
I can accept it.
Henry didn't go to the media and just scream robbery. Like, he alluded to it a little bit, but he didn't dwell on it. And now he's talking about it on social in hindsight. But like, if you have to go in hindsight and say, okay, well, now these people are saying this. Like, if you think it's a robbery, when that fight's over, you get the mic and you're like, this was a robbery. I feel like I won that fight, and then you take it from there. In this situation, it seemed like Henry thought the better man won. And listen, it was a close fight. What could you do?
But you know what? I'll say this: if you want Aljo to get fans versus Omalley, I could tell you a perfect way. Paul with Usman did against Jorge in his second fight.
But what Usman did to Jorge in his second fight? Oh, you mean knocking him out?
Knocking him the fuck out standing up.
Yeah.
No one will be able to say shit. No, gifted win. which listen, a lot of us are going to say that if he just grapples him to death. But if he
Yeah.
just knocks him out standing up, no one can say shit to Aljo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, he's getting the last laugh, whether you say it's close or not. And like I was saying, the analogy with Triple C, I don't understand. Like, there are 3 fights that Triple C had that were controversial, but yet everyone loves him. Aljamain Sterling could have one fight that happens that changes everyone's mind, you know, and then everyone looks at his resume and say, hey, look what the great things Aljo did, you know, so...
It happened to GSP as well.
Yeah,
GSP
time...
was like, not so much of... controversial. I mean, other than the Johnny Hendricks one, obviously. But for most of his careers, they know.
Yeah, it's true.
And then
It
he
is
chokes
true.
out GS, and then he chokes out. Then he chokes out Bisping, and there's like, he's the greatest of all time. He's the GOAT.
Think about this, Mighty Mouse too. People were like, "Yeah, trade him from Ben Askren." People are actually for it. And now everyone's sucking off Mighty Mouse. He's still winning fights and won. And people are like, he should be on Mount Rushmore. Where were these people that were trying to kick Mighty Mouse out of the UFC? You know, like, get him out of here. This guy doesn't need to be here. You know, there were actually people saying that. You know, now everyone loves Mighty Mouse. So time will heal. If Aljo keeps winning fights, there's nothing anyone can say. It doesn't matter how he wins these fights, because at the end of the day, the casuals are going to come in. They're going to look at the resume and say, oh, he defended the belt X amount of times, and that's it. You know?
I mean, he's tied with Cruz officially now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's there.
WC.
Yeah. So whether you like him or not, whether you think it's controversial or not, as time goes on, the record books stay the same. There will be no asterisks, no steroids involved in any of this stuff. Just a clean guy getting dubs. And if Aljo keeps winning and moves up to 145, he's going to get the last laugh.
Yeah, I was talking about this on my stream Sundays. Like, Aljo is kind of screwed depending on the circumstances, because he's going to either have to face his best friend, who will probably beat him on pressure, or he's going against Volk, which, let's be honest, Volk is going to kill him.
Yeah, I would definitely pick Volk. Yeah, I would pick him over Omalley, and then if Volk versus Aljo. But I got to be honest with you, if he does get past Sean, I kind of want to see him beat Volk, man. I don't know, like listen, I've been a flip-flopper with Aljo, you know, like, but now we're talking special stuff. Like, I want to be alive and watch special fighters compete and achieve goals, whether I like them or not. At the end of the day, I want to say, hey, I saw that guy fight, and I saw him do this. And Aljo has a chance to become a double champ and take out Volk. Dude, I would imagine he'd be a pretty heavy underdog in that fight.
I think it'd be pretty close, possibly, because people would be like, oh, good grappler, all this other shit, just because of how they look at it. But you know what? The fact that Volk did so well against Islam is where the doubt is. If he would have gotten ragdolled by Islam for most of the fight, then that's one thing. But it's a whole nother thing, the fact that he was competitive with Islam and survived his onslaught, where it makes people doubt against how Aljo's grappling would do.
Aljo won't win. Like right now, Volk would win. Yeah. A compact. Yeah. You saw the problems you had with Henry. Now you look at a guy like Volk that's bigger and stronger, but still compact. I think Aljo would do great against those long guys. I think Max Holloway versus Aljamain Sterling, I think Aljo does great. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think Aljo does great against Max because he's a long, tall guy, and I feel like Aljo can climb all over this guy, you know?
You know, it's funny you say that. I just picture in my head, Max is basically what would happen if you got a slightly taller Sean O'Malley with who has all rounded skills and better boxing.
Yeah, listen, Max he's an elite fighter, no doubt about it. But I'm just like thinking Aljo's got to be salivating looking at these taller guys with his wrestling style and then packing on a little more muscle, having a healthier weight cut, you know, stronger with the grappling. Aljo might be a massive problem at 145. But Volk right now, I don't see how he beats Volk. You know,
Neither do I. And speaking of this is the last point, because then I know everyone still talk, but you know, I spent $40 taking wait a second. Rosenstrike versus Almeida. There's just a punishment. What did Rosenstrike do to get punished?
He lost the bet, I think. I don't know, but Almeida is probably going to do very nasty things to him. Probably. Dude, if Biggie Boy knocks him out though, Suriname takes this guy's head, dude, that would put a shock into the MMA world.
I don't need that. Please don't put that into this world. Listen, it's too soon for Almeida to lose like this. It's like, it'd be fun. It would be I'm so actually surprised if they really wanted to be mean, they would have put in like Derek Lewis against him. But the problem is they couldn't risk Derek Lewis somehow doing a flash KO because Derek Lewis can do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Well, past Derek Lewis, I should say. This one probably not now.
This card's great, man. This card's so good. Like it's such a solid fight night or fight morning, but really, really good card.
I hate that. I hate the fact that it's going to be at like 11 a.m. It's like, motherfucker.
That's right. Breakfast with the Holes this Saturday for UFC. I don't even know, fight night, whatever, but Almeida versus Rosenstrike. This is going to be where? Spectrum Center? Charlotte. Oh, it's in Charlotte. Look at that. Look at that. Charlotte.
I wish I had the time I could actually. I'm not too far from Charlotte. I mean, just plane ride and stuff.
That's kind of cool, man. Anyone in Charlotte in the chat? I mean, think about it. Not only it's going to be an early fight card, you could have the rest of the day. It's going to be on ABC, so it's going to be kind of like everyone can see this card. Probably get some cheap tickets.
You know what? Of all the things on that fight card, I'll be honest, I kind of want to see Ian Gary get knocked out.
Yeah,
I'm done with him.
Yeah, I don't. It's so weird because he seems like such a nice guy. I feel bad saying negative things about him, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it either. Nothing against Ian Gary, but I don't know. He's a weird dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, at least he got a finish finally in the UFC.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely a big step up. I was actually shocked when they made this fight. I was like, damn, bro, we're taking a big step forward.
Is it though? I feel like if it wasn't for the fact that it's on ABC, I feel like it's a step down because he's only been on UFC pay-per-views.
Well, who did he fight that was better than Rodriguez? I mean, not like Rodriguez.
Oh, no one. I'm just pointing out in terms of location wise. In terms of competition, I agree with you. I'm just looking at in terms of
this card.
He's been one of those guys. He's been one of those guys who's always been on pay-per-view cards every single fight, even when he debuted.
Well, the goal was to be on Conor's next fight card, but we don't even know when the hell Conor's coming back. So I think Ian's like, instead of just sitting around and waiting for this nonsense, let me get on this stacked fight night. I mean, the world's gonna be watching, right? Because I mean, it's on ABC. So, but this will be this is prelims, right? Oh no, it's on the main card. Oh yeah, so you got him on ABC. Yeah, Ian's gonna, dude. This is a massive fight for him. Like on ABC, Ian gets on the mic and gets all cringy and shit.
He better win.
Yeah.
He gets knocked the fuck up. That'd be the worst debut for many people on television. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Literally, it's like, oh, he's a wannabe McGregor.
Yeah, they're trying to give him his stage. That's what they're trying to do. It's smart. It's smart what the UFC's doing.
Okay, I'm gonna let someone else go because I've been on here long enough.
All right, Sanosi, thank you. Sanosi calling in. You gotta give him a little extra time, Sanosi. I mean, my man dropped $40 to get these phone lines open. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. Let's see who we got next here. Who's next? Pulse, you there?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, Pulse. How's it going?
Wonderful.
On our gaming stream last night, we were trying to figure out what you looked like, Pulse. What do you look like?
Y'all guess right, Snoop Dogg.
Are you a thin guy, a heavy-set guy, in the middle? What are we working with?
I guess you'll have to stay tuned for Thursday and find out.
Okay, so Thursday on Sanosi's channel, right?
Maybe we'll see.
Okay, or you should do this on. Why aren't you doing this on your channel? I mean, or maybe you should simulcast Sanosi and Pulse's channel.
That's what I wanted to do. That has a good ring to it, right? Sanosi and Pulse.
Yeah, Sanosi and Pulse. Yeah, Sanosi and Pulse. You could have like I don't know. That could be like a daily show or something like that. I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I wanted to comment on 288, but first I wanted to ask you because I hadn't heard your thoughts on former Queens, New York resident and 90s talk show host Jerry Springer. What'd you think, man?
I used to cut out of school or pretend I was sick many of times to just stay home and stay in bed and watch Jerry Springer. So it was weird when I heard that Jerry Springer. By the way, I think was he from Queens? I thought he was from Chicago.
Well, I think originally he was born in like London, but I know he grew up in Queens. I forget the areas. I think it's called Kew Gardens or some place like that.
Really, I didn't know that.
But
okay.
Yeah, at one point he was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah, he had, what a career that guy had. It goes from mayor to Steve the Bouncer and crazy ratchet women ripping each other's weaves out and shit. Jerry Springer.
That show was great, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. I mean, many shows have tried to duplicate what he's done, but no one could get it right, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But as far as 288, I was gonna ask, as far as Gilbert Burns goes, what are your thoughts on this? How about he goes back down to 155 and takes on Islam? What do you think about that?
Dude, if he could make the weight, I'd be all for it. I don't think he wants to do it though. You know, like he's kind of a bulky looking guy these days. I don't know. Like it would make sense if he could do it, but who knows? You might see him do something like that if he keeps on catching L's. But he's still sitting, like he took this on short notice, so his stock doesn't really drop. You know, he does lose that title shot, but he's still like right up in the mix. He's one short notice fight away from being like, he's like right there, you know? So
yeah,
he bit the bullet to fight KHAMZAT. He's like a company man. So I say stay put and hopefully seize the moment when it comes.
Well, what happened to him just being the understudy for the Kobe versus Leon fight? I thought he was gonna stay put.
Yeah, and then he takes that fight, gets the bag, and loses. Yeah, that was a. I think because that wasn't guaranteed, so the UFC probably paid him a decent amount to fill in. You know, they probably gave him a nice bag for that. I don't know how much he made, but I bet he did well.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. And then I was gonna ask lastly about Jessica Andrade. Like, how far has she fallen off? I mean, she was at one point champion, and now this is 2 losses, and this last one a first round knockout. I mean, is she on the downtrodden, you think?
Yeah, man, she did not look good. She didn't. I mean, she fought 2 very dangerous opponents, but yeah, like her sniffing gold at this stage of the game now, like, I don't know. She's not scary anymore. She used to get in there and be scary, and now she just is getting finished left and right. I don't know how she. The only thing she's got going for her is she is what? She's still 31, right? She's still early 30s. Hold on. She's 31 years old, so it's not like she's an old bag, but mentally, I'm curious how she bounces back from getting finished 2 times in a row.
Yeah, no, but I think you said it. I think people, the women she's fighting are no longer afraid of her power.
Yeah. Jan was just walking through the punches like, yeah, that's it. It's crazy. Jan looked big and strong in there. She looked great. She surprised me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all I got, man.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. That's Pulse calling in. Tune in. We're going to see a face reveal of Pulse. So subscribe to Pulse's channel and Sinosi's channel. They're saying Thursday. It goes down. I got to set my calendar. What time? I got to see this. The reveal, the big reveal. We got Sausage. Sausage, you there? Sausage.
You there?
Yes. Sausage, how's it going?
Sorry. Yeah, I got disconnected for a second.
What's going on?
So, I agree with Snow. See, fuck Bilal and fuck his eyebrows. That's a reference from Breaking Bad.
Fuck Bilal and his eyebrows. So I'm assuming you're not impressed by his performance.
No, that was kind of a shit show. I mean, his fucking Sean Brady match was way better, and he's had better fights in the past. That one, I didn't see that fucking fight going that way, man. I thought they were gonna, do some grappling. I mean, they're both fucking pretty good grapplers. I thought at least a couple of rounds it would go to the ground.
Yeah, I did too. I did think they were gonna roll around the ground at one point, but I'm not surprised. Like, I think they just probably had this mutual respect, knowing each other's ground game, and saying, okay, we're just gonna keep us on the feet. You know, who wants it more? I think that's what it turned into. But I'm also not shocked that it went 5 rounds. I picked Bilal by a decision. So, like, I had a feeling if Bilal got his way that he would, do whatever he can to make it maybe not the most fun fight, but just get it done,
Yeah, exactly.
That's just what he does.
It's just a matter of time before he gets in the cage with Kobe and he gets fucking smoked.
So what do you think? All right, do you think Colby could finish Bilal?
Actually, yeah, I think he could. I probably won't, but yeah, I think it's possible. Submission, he's not knocking out nobody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It is an interesting fight to see Colby versus Bilal. I feel like that has to happen, especially with the trash talk that's going back and forth. Colby calling Bilal a racist, and Bilal, joking around about Colby ducking him and stuff like that. And I would like to see that. I think Colby will bring out the cringiest version of Bilal and vice versa. So I think that would be fun.
Exactly. Like Colby ain't ducking him. Colby only fights up, not down.
Well, I have a feeling Colby Kamaru 3 is inevitable. I feel like it's going to happen again.
If there's a belt on the line, I think that's the only way it's going to happen.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to happen one more time. There's something that's making me feel this way. But Kamaru might have KHAMZAT in front of him, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, don't get me started, fucking KHAMZAT. He's calling people out on Twitter to say everybody but fucking Paulo Costa, who already said he'll fucking fight him. Like, nobody wants to fucking fight me. All these guys don't want to fucking fight me. Paulo already said yes.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like the UFC is kind of protecting KHAMZAT too. Like, I feel like...
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I have a feeling like the matchmakers are like, just wait. We're going to give you a really good opportunity here. And then KHAMZAT just running around on social media to keep himself relevant. But I have a feeling the UFC's got a plan for him.
They want him to go to middleweight. He's talking about still wants to stay at welterweight. So we'll fucking see.
Yeah, I hope he could make the welterweight. It's kind of hard to believe he can, but I would like to see him just get the belt and then move up. You don't have to stay there. Just get that belt and then move up and have some fun. But
yeah, he fucked everything up by missing weight.
Yeah, man, KHAMZAT would have beat Usman. KHAMZAT would have beat him. I really believe it.
I don't know.
You would have picked Usman?
You're not going to fucking bully Usman around. Come on.
I tell you, man. Don't let him bully you, son. I think he would have bullied him, son. I think KHAMZAT would have won.
I don't know about all that.
I think he would have broke him. I think he would have broke Usman. And I'm, how pro Usman I am. Like, I've always been on the Usman train, but I always said KHAMZAT versus Usman is a problem. And Usman literally 1 round away from still being the champion. It's kind of crazy, man. Usman, I don't know what's going to happen with him next.
Yeah. I don't know. Now maybe, he could beat him because, he suffered those losses that kind of probably fucked with him mentally. But when he was a champ, I don't think he would have beaten him.
Okay. All right, so what else you got?
So the fucking main event. Now, okay. Oh, joking aside, kind of, Aljo did win, but I mean, at the same time, if they were given to Cejudo, I would not have fucking questioned it. No bias aside. I remember back, somebody said this, I forget who it was, but like when you're in the fucking title fight, it's like the champion always goes in with like 1 point advantage, and like you gotta do like more to fucking prove that you deserve to fucking get the win over him. Yeah, kind of like the Jones and Reyes shit.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a close fight, it is like they gave him a little bit of a head start. And if it's like a tie game, the tie goes to the champion,
Yeah, champion's favorited.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's fair, to be honest. I do think that's fair. If you're already the champ and it's a very, very close fight, I don't know how Henry Cejudo got the nod against DJ. I don't. Like, I felt like that was so freaking close. DJ should be 2-0 against Cejudo.
I mean, that whole situation. DJ was already fucking gone. The UFC might have done something.
They rubbed him out?
Had a little conversation with the judges.
Do the right thing. If you know it's right for you, do the right thing.
Yeah. Oh, shit. But I don't know, man. So fucking Cejudo and Merab, that's going to be a fucking really interesting fight because now fucking, Cejudo was out for fucking 3 years, which that was a fucking mistake. I think if he would have kept fucking fighting, he would have remained champion and beaten Aljo back in the day. But because of his fucking time off, some cobwebs there.
Yeah, Cejudo Merab is fascinating. I hope we get it. Like, I hope that's next.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Now he's got the fucking cobwebs shaken off. I think he's gonna be a different fucking guy in there, and That's gonna be a fucking close one. I don't know who I'm picking yet. Kind of leaning towards Cejudo, but you know, Merab is fucking Merab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second man.
I like the fact that Henry's like, I'm not retiring again. I still have it in me. I still have that urge to compete. I like it, man. Because I tell you what, Henry looked good. It's not like we didn't see like an old decrepit. We saw Cejudo that could still compete, even at bantamweight.
Oh yeah, he fucking brought it to him, definitely. And if the fight ever happens with Merab and Omalley, they gotta put the fucking jacket on the line.
The jacket on the line? Yeah, the
winner gets the jacket.
The MJ jacket? Match. Yeah, baby. That would be great. The winner, instead of the belt, just give him the jacket.
I remember watching it live, and all of a sudden you see Merab with the fucking jacket. Like, does he have the same fucking jacket, or is that fucking O'Malley's jacket?
Yeah, it's hysterical, man.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Merab's a G, man. I would love to see Merab get that belt, sit up there at 145. He's funny, man. He's a funny dude.
So, do you think, okay, let's say Merab and Cejudo happen, and Cejudo beats Merab, if Aljo hangs onto his belt, does he rematch Cejudo, or do you think he still goes up to 145?
No, I think he's inevitably going to go up. I think he beats Omalley and it has to go up, especially with him having a tougher time cutting that weight. Unless he gets run over at 145. I mean, yeah, I think he just goes up. Yeah, I think he just goes up and sees what he can do over there.
And not surprised you're picking fucking Aljo over Volkanovski. Always with the fucking Volk hate, man.
No, I'm picking Volk. No, I'm picking Volk. I picked Volk.
Didn't you just say with Sinosi?
No.
You hope that Aljo wins?
I said I hope Aljo wins because I think it would be crazy to witness. But I think Volkanovski's going to win. Hope and pick is completely different.
Yeah, your heart's with fucking Aljo because you hate Volkanovski.
I don't hate Volkanovski, but isn't the better storyline Aljo becoming like the double champ? Like, it's kind of crazy, man, to think about it.
I don't fucking see that happening in any way, shape, or form. I mean,
that's what makes it great.
He went fucking 5 rounds with Islam and arguably beat him. I'm not going to get down that fucking rabbit hole, but...
Yeah. You love Volk. Volk, who do you like better, Volk or Paulo? All right, Volk, Paulo Costa. Fuck, marry, kill. Volk, Paulo Costa, Yuri Prohaska. Go.
Oh, shit. Damn, that's fucking
tough. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Okay. I'll fuck Paulo Costa.
Okay.
Married. Fuck, this is tough. Volk can cook, so
yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to fucking marry Volk, then kill Jury because he would make it a fucking interesting fight to the death.
Okay.
I'm coming.
I'll give him a warrior's death.
All right. Okay. Very good. We had to get that out of the way. Would those be your 3 favorite?
Yeah, kind of right now.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Cejudo was on his way to fucking becoming my favorite until he retired.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else you got?
Oh, yeah, I have to mention this. Check out who's in the Discord. Your old buddy.
Who's in the Discord?
You also did a name.
Hold on a second here.
Mr. Caps Lock.
Oh my God, what happened to that guy?
Oh.
That's right.
I figure let's leave him right now. Let's see if he calls in.
Yeah.
Come on, Eddie.
Yeah, he knows how to call in. So he has but yeah, he got banned a while back. The guy was screaming all the time. Did he come in as a different Eddie, you in the chat? I mean, that's the thing. You get banned, you can come in as a different name. So if you're in the chat, let us know.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure there's a few names in there that are former people who've been banned.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of lost his shit. He got really weird at one point.
I know. Big Fat Paul is still here.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome back to Machete. All right. Anything else?
Oh, fuck. What else do I have? Oh, goddamn. Oh, did you see Hezbollah got fucking arrested?
Yeah, I saw the way he was driving crazy. Him and Tony Ferguson.
Well, he was driving.
Oh, he wasn't?
Him and his friends. No. Dude, nobody's letting he can't even reach the fucking pedals. Come on.
Yeah, but they got those special devices and contraptions, where you can they'll probably have blocks where you could step on.
Could you imagine looking over the next car and seeing him behind the wheel?
No, I couldn't.
Fucking video. He is hanging out the goddamn window talking shit to the other fucking drivers.
Yeah, he's a. I don't want to say it because it's wrong, but I wouldn't mind him going away for good, like just vanishing. Like I'm kind of over the Hasbulla. Like the joke has been gone a long time. I don't understand. Like what's the allure of Hasbulla, but you know.
Yeah, kind of over it.
It's weird. Yeah, Eddie Machete's talking in Discord. I don't know what he's saying over here, but I see him popping up.
He's like, "Why did I get banned?"
Because he was being a fucking penis. He was screaming and yelling in the chat, and I don't know what was for. He said, actually, no, wasn't it something about Ellie or some shit?
Yeah. Fuck. Who was? It was Oh yeah, it was the Cain Velasquez shit with the fucking child molester.
Yeah, he said something like just
like what that happened to your daughter, or some shit like that. Something really fucked up.
Yeah. If you're gonna get banned from this channel, you gotta say something like a complete douchebag, like a complete degenerate scumbag.
Exactly.
So
and for future reference, everybody watching, you say anything about the fucking kid, you're out of here. No fucking questions asked.
Yeah, I mean, come on, leave our family out of this shit, man. We're here to have fun. You
Talk
son
all
of
the
a
shit
bitch.
you want about the host, but you talk about the kid, you're fucking gone.
That's it. That's right. Don't mess with the sausage. All right. Is that it?
Yeah. Well, I guess Tony Ferguson's pretty fucked, but I'll leave on that with the DUI.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll play the video. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man. Fucking Ferguson.
Oh, fucking idiot. There's Uber people, and he's got the fucking money for it.
Yeah. Well, that's it for him. Like, I mean, this guy needs help. He needs some serious help. All right, sausage. Thank you.
Yeah. Later, 5 months.
Okay, sausage. Let's see. Yeah, it's just like, I hope Ferguson gets some help, man. Here you go. There he is. He's getting escorted. Drinking and driving and mangled his, I think it was a truck. Shit, man. Dude, why? Come on, man. Look, there it is. Look, they're flipping it back over.
Custody after.
They're flipping it back over here. Dude, he flipped it. Look at this other. He could have killed somebody. Dude, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Do not get behind the wheel if you are drunk. Don't do it, you fucking moron. All right, what else we got here? Hey, how you doing, Kevin from Chicago? How you doing, buddy?
How are you? How are you?
Well, I'm wonderful, wonderful. How's it going?
Wonderful.
Yeah, buddy. Good. You know what? I'm about to get sick of the sport.
Yeah?
I'm done with the sport almost. I'm losing interest very fast.
Fixed?
I know people in the chat. I just don't give a shit about the gay black dude. I don't give a shit about the Brazilian who can't talk. I don't give a shit about the king of cringe. I don't give a shit about the dude who crawls on all fours. The list goes on and on. None of these dudes interest me. It's like I tune in because the fight, okay, yeah, I'll watch the fight, but it's not like I'm not invested. I don't give a shit who wins. It's just I know I'm not alone there. I can't be.
So you had
None
enough.
of these dudes. It's not that I had enough. It's just we need some fucking stars in this sport, man. Some dudes that are gonna move the needle and bring some excitement. I mean, can you this Izzy, like people really think Izzy, he's a star. This flamboyant gay dude who wears dog collars around his neck, like this is your idea of a star? And I don't know.
Oh, it sounds like you had a tough time.
And then he's going up against the Brazilian who can't speak English and he's just a mute, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's a scary guy, punches hard. Okay, cool. Not that thrilling. And then the King of Cringe versus Sterling. It was an interesting fight just based on the stylistically and the style matchup, but overall it's like shit. Fight stunk up the joint. I mean, you look, Aljo comes out compressing forward, like he's gonna come and take it to him. That lasts about 30 seconds, and then he's on this back foot the rest of the fight. Panic wrestling whenever he gets a little pressure. Sitting on all fours. Fight was trash. Dog shit.
Okay. How'd you think the scores? What did you think about the scorecards? Do you think they got it right or wrong? What does it matter?
It's just one of the fight was trash. Who cares? You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just a close fight. It could go either way. So it's like when I was watching, I was thinking Henry won just based off that based off Sterling kind of stalling on the ground, doing his old turtle position. That shit pisses me off. I mean, you should just be able to kick the dude in the head, straight punch him in the freaking head when they're doing that shit, because it's absolutely stalling. In wrestling, people do that all the time. They'll take a shot, and when they can't get the takedown, they'll try to just cling onto the leg or clamp down on the tricep so he gets a stalemate and the ref standing back up. It's an absolutely stalling stalemate position, and you got Sterling doing it for like 3 minutes of the fight, and it's ridiculous. Other than that, it's just I'll give a shout out to your boy Steamroller. That was good. That was cool. I like that dude. You're cool with him, right? He was out
he's
in
a nice
Long
guy.
Island.
Very nice guy. Yeah, he's always been very friendly with us and nice enough to come on the show. One day he'll be too big time to come on the show, so we're just trying to take advantage of it as long as we can before he big times us.
Yeah, Steamroller.
Yeah.
It's easy to get behind someone like that after that big loss against whatever his name is, McKinney. Quick knockout, and he comes back, big time wins, knocking out Drew Dober, Giga Chad. That's something. That's something.
I gotta be honest with you. I picked Frevola to win. I did not think it was gonna go that way. I didn't think he was gonna finish him in the first round. That floored me.
Yeah, it was definitely a big knockout.
Okay.
So what else do we got? What other fights are on the horizon? I mean, we
You're not excited about the breakfast with the MMA-Holes this Saturday? I mean, we got a crazy fight night, no?
Who's that?
Almeida Rosenstrike, but the whole card is fire.
Oh, yeah. Almeida Rosenstrike.
Yeah.
The Brazilian who can't speak English against the other dude who never talks either.
Oh, man, you're having a bad day.
Exactly my point, man.
Shit.
I don't want to be negative Nancy, but it's hard not to be when these fights, it's just like these fighters. I mean, if I wanted to watch good fights, there's plenty of good fights all over the world.
Yeah.
You could turn into Russia, and there's freaking killer Russians that will come to the UFC and destroy, but there's a lot of good fighters out there. I want to see, bring some more to it. You know, bring some more to the table. Get me invested. And, I mean, if these dudes, if these fans, if the MMA-Holes just wants to lap up whatever they feed them, tune in and give me more. Oh, the slap league, I like that. Yeah. What's
all
next?
right, all right, where are we going with this? Like, what are we?
Go for it.
Okay, you have
you know
anything
what
else
it
to add or no?
Hell yeah, I
What
got
else?
a bunch to say. Well, don't you dare.
Okay, all right, come on. I feel like he's saying the same thing over and over again. He's just. Ann, help me. Ann, you there?
I'm here.
How you doing? Help me out here. Tell me. I don't know what the fuck just happened there. I just felt like wonderful. How's it going?
Wonderful.
I'm good.
Kevin just called and he had like nothing to bring to the table this time. Usually he's pretty good, even if it's a hot take. But it's just like, I hate the UFC, and just fucking said it over and over again in all different ways. Anyway, sorry,
Yeah,
I'm just venting. How's your day going? What'd you think about Saturday?
Saturday wasn't bad. Wasn't bad card. No, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Wasn't greatest, but it wasn't bad. Wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, prelims were great. I thought the prelims are fantastic, and we did take a little bit of a nosedive, co-main and main event. Although in a rewatch, the main event, I was entertained. But yeah, I mean, could have been better, right? Overall, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I like that. That was good. He kind of now. They said was Gilbert hurt? Did he get hurt during the fight?
Gilbert, they're saying first round that he messed up his shoulder, but we still don't know. I think he's doing the whole doctor thing now, so we'll find out what was going on with Burns.
Well, do you think he still would have beat him, Bilal, or not?
I think Bilal wins either way. I do. I just feel like that matchup is just tough for Burns. I mean, people are like, whoa, look what Burns did to Khamzat. And it's like, everything's got to be styles, and in this situation, especially on short notice, I felt like it benefited Bilal, so I'm not too surprised about that, but some people disagree.
Yeah, I thought Bilal was going to win. I was with you on that. he did look good. I don't think if his shoulder or whatever was hurt, I don't think it would have mattered. He just had his number.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
And I don't think, I don't think he would have lost. Nah, but at least he wasn't trying to be too boring.
Yeah, the 5th round he could have ran. Like the fifth, Bilal was winning every round. Actually, I didn't even look at the scorecards. Hold on, I'm actually curious now for Muhammad. But I mean, literally 5th round, he could have just trotted around and said, I got this. But he still fought, you know.
Well, I'm glad it was 5 rounds. That's what I liked about it. Oh, I'm gonna kill these kids.
You gonna murder somebody? Oh my God!
I think they're cool because you got those motors, you know.
I'm looking at the scores now.
Down.
Michael Bell, Bilal Muhammad.
He's turning into a bigger city. It's like, shut up! I'm on the phone.
How dare they?
Yeah. God.
I'm looking at the scorecard now for Bilal and Burns, and dude, it's like Michael Bell every round. Bilal. Derek Cleary gave round 4 to Burns, and then Eric Colon gave round 5 to Burns. Just like pity rounds, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, that was pretty lopsided.
Yeah, pretty lopsided. But I'm not disappointed in Bilal. You know, hey, at least he's proven himself. Now, does he get a chance at the belt or not, or does he have to wait?
Well, they're saying Colby versus Leon, and then I guess Bilal is going to get the winner of that. I guess that's what's happening.
That's what's happening? Okay. They kind of get mixed up when
we're
you're
on the street. Going. But one guy gets injured, and Bilal swoops right in, you know? So.
That's.
You know.
Yeah. Stay on weight, stay healthy. You look good.
Yeah.
Hey. Main event. Yeah, like you said, wasn't too bad. Triple C he looked good. Sorry, he was off for 3 years. He didn't look bad.
No.
Not at all. I mean, he didn't. I don't think it was a closer fight though. And I was saying, I had this feeling, it was going to go to Aljo, that's for sure. Because Sterling, I like you said, usually a tie, if it's close, they're going to give it to the champion already, which, like you said, I guess it's fair, which I guess, yeah. But it was a lot closer than what I thought it was going to be.
So in real time, did you watch it multiple times or you just watched it once?
Just the one time loss, but it looked like it was a pretty close fight. And I kind of was leaning towards Triple C winning. It looked like he was. Mm-hmm. I thought he got 3 rounds, but don't ask me which rounds because I didn't get to watch it again. But I know at least, I thought 3 rounds. He won 3 rounds, but.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one. There's a lot of people that agree in real time, thought that. Some people, we were kind of like, it was split. It was crazy. But yeah, in a rewatch, I definitely think that Cejudo won. It's not really necessary. The fight's close, so it's like, I don't think it's really necessary to go back and scream robbery, but, Aljo's the champ.
It was close. And like always, like you said, it pretty much when it's that close like that it goes to the champ already. And I just wish more would have been a little bit more done, but oh well. I just thought something more was going to happen, but Aljo just kind of, I don't know. He's kind of boring to watch.
You know what? Aljo and what's it called? Bilal, they both are very good at, hey, if this fight is a dangerous guy that I'm competing against, I can get that decision. Like, they both know, they're smart enough to adjust their game plan to get the decision. Both Aljo and Bilal, they're very good at that. But as a fan watching it, you're kind of like, I want a little more,
More. They're being smart, which is, hey, if you're a fighter, that's what you're going to be. You're not going to go in there and, hey, you're beating me at this. I'm going to start taking you down and, wrestling and trying to do stuff. So, that's definitely So who's fighting next Saturday? Sorry.
That's the Rosenstrike versus, what's his face? Almeida fight. Yeah, Almeida's getting a big jump up.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, the card is really, I don't know if you've seen it, but the card it's just jam-packed. We were checking out this the other day. The card is wild, man. For a fight night, it's going to be early, but I don't know if you're going to be up, man. It's going to be very, very early.
Early.
It's going to be, oh, you ready for this? I don't know.
Okay.
We're Mountain Standard Time, so we got 8:30 a.m. in the morning it starts.
You're joking.
I am not joking. That is the truth. And then
Although I have, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really,
It's bad. You might have to watch it in bed.
The job, but that's early.
Yeah. And then noon
Wow.
starts the main card on ABC. The ABC
Anthony
noon
Smith.
card. Yeah. It's going
Johnny
down.
Walker. It's on AB. What? Early?
Yeah.
Is that why it's so early?
Yeah, I guess ABC's got more important things to show at night than the UFC.
I guess so.
Like, yeah. Do you have, is the NBA on at night or NHL? I don't think the NHL is on, but maybe the NBA is on or something like that. So, like, yeah, UFC could be for breakfast.
Oh, dang.
I don't know what's on ABC at night, but it's more important than the UFC apparently.
Well, yeah, I'll probably be up. I'll just be kind of
eggs with the MMA-Holes, man. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for everybody.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I can make a bunch of that.
That's right.
Just like that. What I made? Oh yeah, the chicken mole I made casserole the other night. That turned out good. So.
Okay.
I can cook.
Oh, here's a good question. This is good.
Cook.
Oh, that's good to know. We want a woman that could cook. I mean, that's the best woman to have. You know, a beautiful woman that could cook. There we go. That's what you are, Ann. You are a cat.
I'm a shitty housekeeper. I'm a shitty housekeeper.
Well, that's all right. Get a maid. Hire Kevin from Chicago to come over and tidy it up for you. I see.
Kevin, come over and tidy up my house.
Tidy it up. You're all miserable. You're not going to watch the UFC anyway, so just go tidy up the house. What do you think of 10-count knockdown system in MMA? They are introducing that in Australian MMA fighting, says Zen Book Reviews. Wow, that would change the game.
Like boxing, I mean, like when they get the...
Yeah, I don't like it because I like the ground and pound. I like when you knock someone, like Conor wouldn't knock anyone out. Like everything is him, the follow-up strikes, you know? You wouldn't really get that anymore.
Mm-mm. No, they can't. No, I wouldn't like that at all. No. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Nope, don't want it.
Yeah, I'm good. Nope. That's one thing I don't want to change. Leave it as is. Actually, in boxing, you should let him hit him on the ground. You should let these with the big boxing gloves and just fucking ground and pound. That'd be amazing. Like if they're on one knee, you're still allowed to hit them. Like that should be in boxing. You know?
They should change that in MMA too. Too many of them get on the ground with the knee and keep it down there, and they can't do anything.
Oh yeah, grounded opponents. Yeah, what the hell is that? That's ridiculous.
Keep my hand down there. Yeah, so you can't get me.
We want them to die. We want them to fucking die. And right?
That's right.
That's right.
We're just like the old days. Damn it.
That's right.
Come on. Want to see more blood? Want to see more?
Protect the fighters. Come on. What are we doing here? This is gladiators. Anyway.
Yeah, it's gladiator stuff. Come on.
Yes. That's right. All right.
So I think, like UFC, I think stars are starting to come around, a little better. I know the older guys, like some of my favorites, are all retiring. And, like I said before, it's just kind of hard to find somebody to really go with that's going to do really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't mind watching everything. It's still good. But, I miss the older guys, of course. Well, they're old, they're young to me, but, older guys, ones are all retiring. And, I don't mind these guys, but it's just, somebody's got to stand out. I mean, I know Sugar does and Triple C, who knows what he's going to do, and Aljamain, but I love Conor because he's that way. He brings, he's got his mouth, he's got, everything. It's just the way he is. He's crazy, but gotta love crazy.
That's right. Who doesn't love crazy? I love crazy. All right, Ann. Well, listen, this has been a crazy good time speaking with you. I appreciate you stopping by. The show is, and I hope you and Mike have wild sex tonight, okay?
Oh, I'm gonna, because I'm gonna be wearing the same. I'm gonna be wearing the dragon hat as I'm doing it, like the shirt. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. That's what we're talking about. All right. Woo! Sexy time. All right. And have.
All right. Let me. Tell Jesse hi, little Ellie, and everybody. Love you guys.
All right, we love you too. Bye. Ann H. Having sexy time with Mike H. Was that Tropic Tom here? Hold on a second. Tropic, are you calling in or? I thought I saw him pop up, but then it popped off. All right, let me know if Tropic is calling in. If not, we are going to wind it down. Hey, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't hit the like button, bash it up. Our thing is like stalled, so I don't even know where we're at. But hit that like button. Appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. It will change your life. But thank you guys for stopping by tonight. We really appreciate the company once again on the show. Thank you to the donators and the sponsors. If you'd like to check out the program on the replay, watch the replay, and let us know in the comments section what you think about all the topics and the fights and the controversial takes by myself and our community. A lot of stuff. Oh, here we go. All right, there he is. Tropic Tom, how's it going?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes. What's up, man? How you doing?
I was on hold there. You just couldn't find it. My end, it still said I was sitting in hold, so I had to hang up and recall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It popped on and off. All right, so you're anchoring the show.
Fucking rough crowd tonight. Everybody's bitching and moaning in the comments, like, she's been on too long. Get grandma off. KFC's a loser. I mean, shit, I don't even want to call in, but that kind of a crowd.
Yeah.
Fuck?
Yeah, they don't listen. They're vicious. They're a vicious bunch.
Fucking harsh. All right, so I've only been a fan of the UFC for about 5 years, so I got to get your take on a couple things that are related to what went down this weekend.
Okay.
And other weekends. So, what's your take on weight bullies? Because I've seen this as kind of a pattern. You know, eventually a weight bully loses, but they sure seem to get a decent amount of success. And Aljo appears to me to be in what I'd call a weight bully category, as other people like Usman and Khabib and things like that. What's your take on that? If it works, don't fuck with it, or it ain't cool, or what?
I don't hate it because it's in every sport. I mean, in boxing too, they got it too. Like these guys cut a bunch of weight to get that big advantage. If you can hit the weight on the regular, I don't mind it. I'd rather, of course, these fighters fight closer to their natural weights, but that's never going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen in this sport anytime soon. So I don't hate it. You know, I mean, it's part of the game. Like Conor went down to 145. He was a weight bully down there. You know, he was beating up these smaller, compact guys. He almost killed himself to make weight to get that belt. So yeah, I don't hate it.
You don't hate it. And then I guess on the other end of the spectrum, we can talk about the elephant in the room here, right? Parker Porter. That's a big boy.
He has great breasts. Actually, not very good. His breasts aren't very good. But yeah, he is a big boy, Parker Porter.
Now, in my time watching the UFC, I haven't seen anybody with that kind of build become a champion. But I'm assuming in the old days there might have been a few fatties that somehow got the belt. I mean, what's the scoop on that?
Oh my God! All right, who is the sloppiest champ that we've seen? Gosh, man, I let's see. Big Country wasn't a champ, but God, he was sloppy, and he would jump on top of that cage. Who is the sloppiest chat? Who is the sloppiest champ that we've seen? I'm having a fucking brain fart. I mean, we're gonna have to go heavyweight. I'm trying to think of who is the messiest. Oh, Tim Sylvia. Good one. He was it. Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be before my
Holy
time. I don't even know who the hell that is.
Yeah. Oh, Tim Sylvia. Here, let me show you. Yeah, good call,
so
guys.
He was sloppy?
Yeah. Hold on. Here
oh, yeah,
go.
DC's kind of a chubby. DC's a chubby dude.
Yeah, that's true, too. Yeah, Daniel Cormier. For
I
sure.
mean, he does look like I don't know.
There you go.
He still looks athletic. He just built like a barrel or something.
Yeah, DC might even... See, the thing with Tim Sylvia, though, he's got more of a Parker Porter type physique to him. But, yeah, he's got like that muffin top and saggy, droopy tits. But...
So nowadays, with the state of the UFC the way it is now, do you anticipate that anybody with that type of build, like a Tai Tuivasa, et cetera, these kind of floppy, heavy dudes, do you suspect any of these types will ever be able to win, or it's always going to be either a guy that isn't pushing the max, or it's a guy that's at the max that's cut like an Ngannou, or see any chance for a floppy guy to win?
Yeah, I think this sport, I mean, if you look at the muscular guy versus the fat guy, it usually means nothing. Like, It all comes down to their technique. I don't think their physique means anything, to be honest. I don't think it means anything. Unless you have a fucking floppy 125er, then you might have a problem. But I don't think physique, that's what's beautiful about this sport. You can see the slob versus the shredded guy, and the slob wins, you know?
So a couple quick off topic, or we can cut it. But the first question I have to ask is, your hometown, where you live now, is that like an off-limits piece of data?
My hometown?
Where you live right now, is that an off-limits piece of data?
Yeah, well, we're in Arizona. That's the extent. Why?
Okay. Because I was watching a thing on Netflix about golf,
Mm-hmm.
and they were shooting a lot of footage from your town.
Okay.
And there was some store called Strollertopia.
Okay.
Never heard of such a thing in my life. Now, you guys have a baby. You have a baby on the way. Have you ever seen this bullshit?
No, I don't. I don't pay attention to golf.
It's purely strollers. Purely strollers. That's all they got in there.
Huh?
And
Yeah, I
it's
never
in
even
your
seen
town.
that place.
And I was like, what the fuck is that? Never seen that. But I was watching it. I'm imagining you and the missus wandering through this thing like a car dealership, you know, sizing up all these strollers and shit. And I'm like, man, this is nuts.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's definitely not happening. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Order it on Amazon.
That's it.
Order it on Amazon or whatever. Or you got the leftover stroller, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
one of the tour pros actually lives in your town, and then like I mentioned before, the big show, one of the big shows goes down there, and you should go check it out sometime. But I
Okay.
just picked up the golf game today.
Nice.
So you're gonna have to get the golf game. We can bore everybody to tears online.
All right.
The last one is related to your baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to ask in the chat before, but I think it just went by. Because I'm not big into baseball, but now I'm getting fucking baseball clips fed to me on YouTube, I guess because I watched you on your shit.
Maybe,
So now
yeah.
I'm getting all this baseball crap. Well, there was a bunch of crap about this guy named Angel Cabrera. Is he that famous?
Angel Cabrera, yeah. Why? What's it about though?
Or notorious? It says shit like if he grew a third eye, he'd be a cyclops. Like a bunch of jokes like that. Like the man can't see, can't call a fucking ball game. Everybody hates that.
Uh-huh. I'm trying to see what's
So,
the latest on this guy. Angel Cabrera.
Did you do they have named umps in your game? Is it that detailed? Or they're just randos?
Yeah, I mean, I don't dive down the ump road. I've heard that I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like I just looked it up right now. There's also an Angel Cabrera in golf too. All over golf. Apparently there's a famous Angel Cabrera. Like when I type that in, golf comes up.
I might have got the last name wrong. This guy's name is Angel, but
Is that Miguel Cabrera? Oh, the umpire.
There's an umpire. Yeah, maybe I got the name wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, he's apparently a complete ass. But I was curious in your baseball game if they actually use named umps or they're just randos. They don't go
I
that
don't
far.
even know. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know any umps in baseball. I have no idea. Like if you think about it,
Must not
like
be that notorious then.
yeah, if in hockey, in baseball, in football, I don't know any of the refs. I don't know any of them. The only time you know refs is basically in boxing or MMA. It's weird. Yeah, I pay attention to.
Anyways, I don't want to overstay my welcome. The crowd will get restless, and
Okay.
I'm sure they all have very important lives to live. That's why they're here watching this. So
Yes.
we don't want to keep them tied up too much. We want to let them get back to whatever the hell it was they were doing, spanking the monkey or whatnot. So
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna peace out.
Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. That's it, baby. That's it. We're out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate it. On Wednesday, I'm gonna see. I haven't been going crazy, man, pulling strings. But I throw out the bat signal, and I see if any fighters want to come on. I don't go crazy over it, but who knows? Maybe we'll have Matt Frivola on Wednesday, or I'll drag someone on and annoy them. I always feel like I'm annoying them, but they do so much media. It's like, fuck. But we have a good time with these fighters. You know, when they come on, they say everything. And maybe that's why, you know, people start coming on the show a couple times and like, I don't know if I'm going to come on the show anymore. I'm saying all the wrong things. I got to keep my mouth shut. But, yeah, Wednesday, stay tuned. We'll keep you guys posted. And we will be talking about the upcoming fights this weekend. That's early. We got Fuka Friday. And the show rolls on. Thank you guys for stopping by once again. Thank you for the donations, the likes. And don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole. Yeah, baby.